saving both regular, original, sale, and clearance prices.
Welcome to Mount Vernon Rams football on WMIX, on your radio and online. Now you can watch or listen to Rams football on mywithersradio.com. Rams football is powered by the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams, Banterra Bank, banking with local style. Rams football is also sponsored by Ford Square and King City Chrysler. You can count on us, Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to personal banking. State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Wilt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Second Chance Auto, Good Samaritan Regional Health Center, Raising a Hospital, Raising the Bar. Alan Wiggers, your shelter insurance agent. Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon. Ren Lake College. Visit your virtual counselor at rlc.edu. And also by the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois, Heartland Accounting, Bean Insurance, Central Christian Church, and People's National Bank. It's time to join Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski in the 94 Sports Mobile Studios for Mount Vernon Rams football. The Ren Lake College pregame show starts now.
And good evening, JD Shields, Morgan Stadium. Alongside here for Mount Vernon Rams football. It's going to be a hot one here for us, JD Shields. The factor, obviously, factor in the Sixers with the heat ended. And this will be someone where we have probably going to take a long one break. I know this is discussed. And it's for the temperature right now. The deck is 95 degrees today. Next 98 is that 94 sports and something below. About an hour ago, talked about what their plans were. They are going to at least do one water break for the first quarter and one during the second quarter. To last no less than 30 minutes and probably will be longer, understanding the situation with the heat and humidity the way things are. Well, that'll certainly be a factor here tonight on your Red Lake College pregame show and throughout the game. At Red Lake College, you can get this your virtual counselor at rlc.edu. Lake College. It's the Mascoutah Indians, it's the Mount Vernon Rams, it's a non-conference battle. And Danny, when you take a look at some of the teams the Rams have had in week 2, you look back to 07, the long trip to Cincinnati for Withrow University High School. You have 08, a very close matchup with the O'Fallon Panthers. You have the following year, in which you travel to O'Fallon, you have a tough battle with a much improved team, a team we saw in the postseason take care of Chicagoland a couple of times. And then you have last year, the Notre Dame Dons come here to J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium, win in almost a running clock battle. In fact, taking it up being the continuous clock. Now you get kind of a more respectable matchup because the Mascoutah Indians, a team that has struggled over the past couple of years, having won a state championship in 3A in 1979. You take a look at a semifinalist in 2006, and a team that last made the playoffs in 09 and went 1-8 last year, winning their last game against Salem to get that lone win. Yeah, and what happens here is you get a team back on the schedule. It's been 10 years since these two teams played on the gridiron. 01, Mount Vernon won 10-7. Mount Vernon also has a 6-0 all-time record against the Indians. It's, again, as I'm going to preach from now until whenever, the fact that Mississippi Valley Conference and the South 7 Conference should probably get together and play a lot more football games against each other and in all other sports as well. Two conferences mirroring each other. And with Mascoutah, second biggest team in the conference by enrollment, based only to Triad, who the Rams will host here next week. So it's a good matchup to have these two teams back on the schedule together. Mascoutah's getting some new facilities at their high school. Mount Vernon's looking forward to theirs. I think it's a game that these two teams need here in week 2 to cut down on travel for both of these schools.
Plenty more to talk about here on your Red Lake College pregame show. Mount Vernon Mascoutah, week 2 action here on a Friday night with heat indices near the hundreds. Chris Hugo, Danny Czerwinski will return in just a bit. Take a quick break. This is Rams football presented by Banterra Bank.
Is your mortgage rate higher than you want it to be? Hi, this is Joy Schrader, mortgage specialist with People's National Bank in Mount Vernon. If you have a high interest rate on your mortgage, you need to give me a call at 241-6928 to discuss refinancing your mortgage loan, or stop by People's National Bank at 413 South 34th Street for details. People's National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Yes, you can. You can get a car for your teenager today at Second Chance Auto in Mount Vernon. Second Chance Auto has a terrific selection of good, clean, dependable vehicles, perfect for your teen to drive to school, from economical models to trucks and SUVs. Second Chance Auto has just what you're looking for. They're family-owned and operated, and they've been helping families like yours for over 32 years. Yes, you can get the best for your son or daughter. Call 244-4582 and get pre-approved right over the phone, or stop in at Highway 142 East in Mount Vernon. Yes, you can at Second Chance Auto. Back to Rams football, powered by Banterra Bank.
And we're back here from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium, Lake College pregame show. Mount Vernon Rams football online at mywithersradio.com, complete with high-quality video streaming. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside, and Danny and the Mascoutah Indians come in here. We talked a little bit about it briefly before the break, and they come out of that not so tough as in years past. Mississippi Valley Conference, who like the Highland, Triad, Civic Memorial, Jerseyville, Waterloo, to name a few. And not quite the football conference it once was. And when you have a favorable matchup here in week 2 against a team that struggled from a year ago, may still be another year off, you have to think, especially after last week and that close game, 40-36 loss to Miller Career Academy, the Rams have a chance.
Well, this is the kind of game, though, too, between week 1 and week 2, teams will make their most significant improvement throughout the year. Teams can get better, teams can gradually worse, but most of your games will be made between week 1 and week 2 when you actually get out and play somebody that's not the same colors that you are. And this Mascoutah Indians team last week opened up at home, shut out 29-0 to a smaller Bree Central school, Class 3A school. And they come into this game facing a Mount Vernon team who, even with a loss against St. Louis Miller Career Academy, come in and have to feel pretty good about their chances, considering that they had that game and had an opportunity to win that game last week against a very superior, talented team.
Well, they did, and that was one of many games. So I don't want to say that I was surprised to see that it was so close, but when you factor in last year's appearance on the southwestern side of the city of St. Louis and saw the 38-7 victory for Miller Career Academy, you thought maybe, just maybe, new coach, transitional period here for the Mount Vernon Rams, that it might be more of the same, but that was not the case.
No, it was not. And a gritty Mount Vernon team battled back several times, led a couple of times in the second half. In fact, led one time late in the fourth quarter. And Miller Career Academy just had too many good athletes. So sure, Mount Vernon had some things to work on defensively this week, tackling especially. Remember some busted plays last week for first downs and points. But again, going from last week into this week, Mount Vernon, even 0-1, is a favorite in this game. Instead, we both feel like they can win this ball game here tonight.
Of course, we'll keep you updated for scores and games around the region tonight here on the radio. We'll try to keep you updated as well on Twitter. Follow us at 94 Sports. That's the number 94, at 94 Sports on Twitter. Or you can log on to Facebook, WMIX Sports, and try to keep you updated on there as well. Plenty more to talk about coming up on your Lake College pregame show. Lake College offers 100 degree and certificate programs for thousands of less. Visit your virtual counselor at rlc.edu. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll basically assess what could happen here tonight between the Mount Vernon Rams and the Mascoutah Indians. This is Rams football presented by Banterra Bank.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Community First is more than a part of our name. It is a core belief of our bank. Our actions within the community include supporting the development of Jefferson County through loans to individuals, farmers, and businesses, purchasing local bonds for improvements to our schools and local infrastructure, and donations to community organizations and schools. We also volunteer our time to improve quality of life for all. I'm proud of what we do at Community First Bank and invite you to do business with someone who cares about the community you live in. Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking.
When you want the best, think the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. The Orthopedic Center has the unique distinction of being one of only 2 non-academic accredited orthopedic teaching and research facilities in the state of Illinois. Our goal in education is to inspire the next generation of orthopedic surgeons. Patient care, education, and research are our core strengths. Located on Veterans Memorial Drive, Mount Vernon, and St. Mary's Good Samaritans and Treya campus, the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Discover the difference.
You can count on us. Yes, you can.
So where's the best place to be this summer? I can answer that. The place to be is at Ford Square, Mount Vernon. Hi, Roy Schmidt, Ford dealer. Ford is leading the way in the automobile market today, and Ford is the best place to be for cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers. At Ford Square, Mount Vernon, come see our great selection of new vehicles in stock, from the new 2012 Ford Explorer, the brand new Ford Focus, Fiesta, Fusion, and Taurus. You will find out why Ford is the best-selling brand in America. All these vehicles have innovative technology like Sync, EcoBoost engine in the F-Series, and Active Park Assist, and of course, everything is fuel efficient. Come check us out at Ford Square, Mount Vernon at 1501 Broadway, Mount Vernon, Illinois, where the best never rest.
You can count on us. Yes, you can.
Back to Rams football, powered by Banterra Bank.
And welcome back to the Red Lake College pregame show here from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium in time for Week 2 action between the Mount Vernon Rams and the Mascoutah Indians. Chris Hugo, Danny Czerwinski alongside. And Danny, these two teams met back in 2001. Last time these two teams played, I know we've kind of talked about some of the past history between. Loyalty comes now. Well, that means it was a national anthem here before long, but quickly, you know, that was a matchup that Dan Mings, in his first season, they were able to get past the Indians in that.
Well, yeah, and again, that was, 10 years ago, Mount Vernon and Mascoutah played 6 in a row, and closest game that was 10-7. That was the last time those two teams played a 10-year hiatus, and now these two teams meeting again, and Mascoutah and Mount Vernon, both biggest blowout in the series was 2000, 41-12. So they've had some close games. These two teams have had them back then, but again, that's been so long ago that it really has no factor or effect on this game as far as any kind of football at the lower levels or at the varsity level. Well, that it does. And, of course, the Mount Vernon Marching Band on performing Loyalty. As we said, we'll have the national anthem here shortly on the Red Lake College pregame show. At Red Lake College, you can get a quality education and save thousands. Visit your virtual counselor at rlc.edu. Red Lake College, it's time. We expect the heat will be a factor here tonight with the heat indices reaching near 100 as the sun goes down. Those will calm slightly, but still a very, very humid atmosphere in the press box at J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium, so we can only fathom what it may be out there on the surface. Only 2 games in the area, rather, pushed back tonight. Mount Carmel and Mount Vernon, Indiana, now a 7:30 start, and I believe a 8 o'clock start possibly in West Frankfort. Well, they were looking at 8 to 7:30 between Frankfort and Pinckneyville. They moved back, and Carterville's game with St. Joe Ogden, which is supposed to be at 1:30 tomorrow on the turf at Carterville, has been moved back to 7 o'clock. So if you're looking for something to do tomorrow night, head to Carterville. 2 quality 3A teams going at tomorrow night in Williamson County. Of course, you can also check out the DuPuis State Fair tomorrow night. The Combined Veterans Entertainment Tent, sponsored by Withers Broadcasting and Dana Communications, with entertainment presented by Black Diamond Harley Davidson. Come join the party. WMIX will be broadcasting live tomorrow, Sunday, from the DuPuis State Fair. Check out the Combined Veterans Entertainment Tent, sponsored by Withers Broadcasting and Dana Communications. We have the national anthem coming up here shortly on the Red Lake College pregame show. Danny, plenty of scores to be had here tonight as we take a quick look down the South Central Conference non-conference schedule. Non-conference says also at Belleville West, Cahokia at Alt, Carbondale at Herion, but also at Centralia and Highlands at Marion. That's your South 7 teams in action tonight. Of course, we'll try to have plenty of score updates for you, brought to you by your State Farm agent, Cody Wilk. We need to honor America. We'll pause. This is Rams football, presented by Banterra Bank.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit services. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
What happens when you add a new voice and more coaches' interviews to the Saturday Sports Show? You get 2 hours of talk you can't afford to miss. If you really want to stay up to date, you'll reserve a preset for AM 940 this Saturday, immediately following the 8 o'clock news. Beware, other sports shows are just talk. The new Saturday Sports Show on WMIX and MyWithersRadio.com, presented by Crossroads Community Hospital. It's more than a hospital. It's what healthcare should be.
I'm just not making enough money to support my family, and people at work keep talking about layoffs and even more downsizing. I'm not sure what to do.
You've talked for years about going back to school. Maybe now's the time.
I can't afford college, and who has the time anyway?
Have you ever checked out Rend Lake College? It's about a quarter the cost of the big universities. It's close, and they've got more than 100 programs to choose from. You can pick your field, from nursing to computers. Who wouldn't be happier, making more money and doing something they actually enjoy?
That would be awesome, that's for sure. But how can I pay for it? And won't I be the oldest guy in class?
Financial aid is out there. You can apply for student loans, or maybe you'll qualify for a scholarship or a grant. And the average student age at Rend Lake College is about 32. Come on, you got any more excuses? Because I can go on.
No, bro. Pass me my phone.
Get started on your new career now with over 100 degree and certificate programs to choose from. Call 618-437-5321 or visit rlc.edu. Rend Lake College, it's time.
This is your home for Rams Radio, WMIX.
And welcome back to J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium, in which you're looking live upon. If you're watching on MyWithersRadio.com, Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski on WMIX, with an audio-only feed also available on MyWithersRadio.com/WMIX. Danny, the Mascoutah Indians come in here tonight 0-1 on the season, looking to try to make something happen. This is kind of a different team from a couple of years ago. Matt Milton long gone. We will not see him anytime soon. Still down there, Tennessee, I believe, playing for the Volunteers. But you take a look at this team, and really from top to bottom, they're a lot different.
A lot different team right now. And again, that's picked last in the Mississippi Valley coaches poll as far as the St. Louis Post-Dispatch is concerned. Only returning 4 starters from last year and only 6 seniors in the entire program. So a very young team at Mascoutah under Scott Battis, his 3rd year as the head coach of the Indians. Again, the team's going to have some growing pains. They had some last week, and they're ways from being a winning program and back to that form of getting to the semifinals like they did a few years back. But they got a long road to go with some younger kids in the program to build on. Of course, your Mount Vernon Rams we saw last week, 40-36. They fell to Miller Career Academy, a team that's a little bit bigger and fun, a little bit more athletic in other spots, and just a very, very quick team all around. The Rams were able to contain them at times, Danny. I thought showed a lot of poise, especially in the passing game with Clayton Reeves and Leonte Badger. But that running attack, not quite the 3-headed monster that was featured here in 2006, 2007, but still a trio of formidable runners in that backfield in the form of Jaron Lydell, Nico Melendez, and Blake Strickland. Yeah, I mean, that's a 3-headed monster, at least for this version in 2011. Did a good job. Lydell ran for 82 yards, Melendez 81, and Strickland 42 last week. And you got to be pleased with that effort. A lot of those yards, you have to be really pleased with the guys up front blocking on that offensive line that did such a good job last week as well. So you have that opportunity to you. Then you got Leonta Badger out there at a wide receiver position along with Pat Bradford. That gives Clayton Reeves a couple options to throw the ball and keep the defense honest. And right now, again, it's only week 1. I'm sure we didn't see all the playbook, and Mount Vernon will have the offer over these weeks here in the fall. So we'll see what Coach Shaner gets going here in week 2 against Mascoutah. Of course, none of that would have happened without that big offensive line anchored by a couple of big guys down there up front. Daniel Morrison, now going by Dan, apparently, is a senior, 6'5", 345 pounds. But you also have Caleb Jones, Corey Gibson, Craig Fishy, and Justin Armstrong. A bunch of formidable guys up front that carry a lot of weight behind them. Yeah, and the thing about it is, in this day and age, the days of having those big mud runners at 320 pounds that can't move are out of the question. You can't do things like that anymore. So what you have to do is you have to get some guys that are big but strong and also quick and move their feet, move their hands. You got to have hand-to-hand combat down there in the trenches. And if you have that going for you, and Mount Vernon does their offensive line at least through week 1, you're going to run for a lot of yardage in a game. Of course, we're going to have your Central Christian Church starting lineup coming up for you in just a little bit. Incredible things are happening at Central Christian Church in Mount Vernon. Look no further than their website, thenewscentral.com. You can watch their Friday night and Sunday services online. It's thenewscentral.com. Central Christian Church, loving God and loving people. Live on WMIX, we've reached the top of the hour. We'll pause for station identification. This is Rams Radio.
The best Rams broadcast coverage is right here. AM 940 WMIX Mount Vernon and worldwide at mywithersradio.com. A free service from Withers Broadcasting.
There you have it. Danny Czerwinski's alongside. I'm Chris Hugo. About 2 minutes and change, close to 3 minutes before we kick off this contest between the Mount Vernon Rams and the Mascoutah Indians. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, Central Christian Church starting lineup. This is the Rend Lake College pregame show on WMIX.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Community First is more than a part of our name. It is a core belief of our bank. Our actions within the community include supporting the development of Jefferson County through loans to individuals, farmers, and businesses, purchasing local bonds for improvements to our schools and local infrastructure, and donations to community organizations and schools. We also volunteer our time to improve quality of life for all. I'm proud of what we do at Community First Bank and invite you to do business with someone who cares about the community you live in. Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, and Ida. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Remember, FDIC.
When you want the best, think the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. The Orthopedic Center has the unique distinction of being one of only 2 non-academic accredited orthopedic teaching and research facilities in the state of Illinois. Our goal in education is to inspire the next generation of orthopedic surgeons. Patient care, education, and research are our core strengths. Located on Veterans Memorial Drive, Mount Vernon, and St. Mary's Good Samaritans and Treya campus, the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Discover the difference.
You can count on us. Yes, you can.
So where's the best place to be this summer? I can answer that. The place to be is at Ford Square, Mount Vernon. Hi, Roy Schmidt, Ford dealer. Ford is leading the way in the automobile market today, and Ford is the best place to be for cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers. At Ford Square, Mount Vernon, come see our great selection of new vehicles in stock, from the new 2012 Ford Explorer, the brand new Ford Focus, Fiesta, Fusion, and Taurus. You will find out why Ford is the best-selling brand in America. All these vehicles have innovative technology like Sync, EcoBoost engine in the F-Series, and Active Park Assist, and of course, everything is fuel efficient. Come check us out at Ford Square Mount Vernon at 1501 Broadway, Mount Vernon, Illinois, where the best never rest.
You can count on us. Yes, you can.
Back to Rams football, powered by Banterra Bank.
And welcome back to the 94 Sports Mobile Studios here at J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. Chris Hugo, Danny Czerwinski alongside. As we have Rams football coming your way, we'll meet the Central Christian Church starting lineup. Once we establish who is who, and we're going to tell you right now, the Mascoutah Indians lost the coin toss with the Mount Vernon Rams deferred, and will kick off for the Indians. Back to receive in their white tops with purple pants and solid white helmets with an Indian on them and blazoned in purple. It will be, it looks like, Sharon Underwood. No, it won't. It'll actually, my apologies, Trey Henderson. Sometimes that'll happen and when you get the purple numerics out. On to kick for the Rams will be the lefty, Joel Duncan. Of course, Underwood was on about the 5-yard line, right down the pike. We'll wait for Duncan's kick. The winds are calm, not much happening there. Big, beautiful kick in over in towards the end zone, lost the end zone. That'll be a touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Indians at their own 20-yard line. Let's meet that Ram defense.
Ram defense, Wyman Cantley, Justin Armstrong, and Craig Fishy on the defensive line. Your linebackers, Kyle Nelson, Blake Strickland, Robert Ryder, and Thomas Weber. And in the secondary, Jaron Lydell, Michael Badger, and Pat Brad on defense.
And there you have it. That is your defense for the Mount Vernon Rams, presented by Central Christian Church. At the once the Mount Vernon Rams get their first down, that is when we'll meet the Rams offense. Trying to get the technical difficulties taken care of on mywithersradio.com. When we have that taken care of, your audio will be crisp and clear once we get a chance. We've read a lot about the Indians. Very potent quarterback with some experience from last year. Zach Lindsey, the junior, 5'11", stands at 1 at 75. They'll go split left and right here. One in the slot on the right as the Indians look to get things going here. Trademark 4-4 defense for your Mount Vernon Rams as they are about ready to go. Of course, it's reunion weekend, apparently, for the class of 2001. Of which I was allegedly a part. Oh, you were allegedly a part. Actually, I may or may not have graduated. We must be waiting for TV to come back here for this one. That or a water break already. Can't be a water break. We got officials looking around. Do we have a football? That could be. That is an issue. You can't play the game without a football. That's the problem. Everybody was lined up, but we didn't have a football. The ball boy was over here talking. Sometimes that can be a problem. So they will get that taken care of. And then we will get through the action. The TV is here. Well, they are, yeah. Yep. Already here, ready to go early tonight. What's the key to this matchup, Danny? Yeah. Now we have an issue. The head coach from Mascoutah coming out and checking things out. Your key is dealing with the heat. Obviously, that's going to be number one. Number two, the defense has to do a better job of tackling and containment. And I think finish is a big word for this team. Finish off what you started. Well, now, Mascoutah's head coach is out on the field talking to anybody that's in a striped shirt. Not real sure what the issue is. They're bringing in another football from the sideline, from their sideline, and that's what it was. They brought the Mount Vernon football over. Well, that won't work. Mascoutah brought their footballs, and they'd like to use them, not Mount Vernon. Well, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. That should be a little fact to it as we're about ready to get underway. J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium, your first play from scrimmage will come at about 7:06. 20 on the play clock for the Indians. Lindsey is somewhat of a shotgun set here. It's a quick handoff to Trayvon Williams. Goes off tackle up the right hash. Won't get much out of it. He'll break for a run there, and it'll get about 12 on the play. It'll be 1st and 10 down for the Indians from the 32-yard line. Well, the problem will be if you're Mount Vernon not to have a letdown, thinking, well, we played well last week. We'll just kind of come out here and get a win and go home. Well, Mascoutah's 0-1 too, and they'd like to get back in this as well. And they're going to have to play Mount Vernon, as I'm speaking, a little bit better than that first play off the scrimmage defensively. Back out of the shotgun here for Zach Lindsey and his crew. Split left is Robert Pearson.
They'll also have a man split right. It's a quick handoff again to Henderson, right up the gut. Might have got 3 if he's lucky. It'll be 2nd and 7 from the 36-yard line for Mascoutah. They had Jaron Underwood that time split right. Thought they might go a little bit towards the right side, but ran it right up the middle, and that's what worked for them thus far. Let's see if they keep going with it.
And a smallish offensive line that struggled to keep Free Central out of their backfield last week. And they had lots of issues up front. We'll see if anything's been corrected in the past week.
Let's see how it goes. They're going to stick with the shotgun. Why not? It's worked, and they're going to have a flag on the play.
Well, we either have somebody with an equipment, somebody lined up off sides, or somebody in the neutral zone from Mount Vernon. One of those three. And that's what it is. It'll be a 5-yard step off against the Rams for being in the neutral zone.
And that'll bring up 2nd and 3 for the Indians from the 41-yard line. So just like that, they're moving the ball with a little help from the Mount Vernon.
Yeah, penalties were really a problem last week for Mount Vernon, giving gifts like that. And that's an extra 5 yards. You go from 2nd and 7 to 2nd and 2. And that makes a huge difference. More of the playbook should be involved in calling here.
And we'll see how it factors out. 2 in the backfield with the quarterback out of shotgun. Lindsey split left, split right, and man in the spot for the Indians, looking to make something happen on 2nd and 3. Off tackle to the near side this time along the hash. It'll be a chunk of a few. Not sure if it's first down yardage, but they're going to give that a favorable spot, move the chain. So a gain of 3 will make it 1st and 10 from the 44. 10:44 remaining in the first quarter. Still no score here for the King City.
A lot of running up front. The two teams like to throw the ball the last few years. Now running the football is 2 first downs quickly in this game. Remember, this drive started at the 20-yard line.
They are moving the ball nicely. Underwood now will move to the backfield. It'll be a handoff. You get to the Henderson. Nearly tripped up the backfield by Blake Strickland. Able to recover, go up the middle, get the few. It'll be 2nd and 7 from the 47. For Mascoutah, who's really taking advantage here. Found something in this 4-4 defense. Found a couple of holes, and now they're exploiting.
Well, they're taking the DS approach. Don't click onto it till you stop it. And right now, Williams has a hot hand. Big line up front, blocking very well for him. I should say a small line. Blocking very well for him. He's getting those yardage, and that's 3 or 4 yards there from Mascoutah on the run.
They're going to go 2 split each side here. 1 in each slot. Now a man in motion is Ferris Lindsey. Snap. It's going to be quarterback keeper by Lindsey, trying to come off tackle on the near side, but he is brought down in a hurry. Maybe a gain of 1 by Thomas Weber, the linebacker. It'll bring up 3rd down here for Mascoutah. 9:42 remains in this opening quarter, so Mascoutah taking some time off the clock as far as the high school standard is concerned, having taken off nearly 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, and the thing there, too, is we saw practice yesterday. Mount Vernon was prepared for Lindsey to hand and keep that football in the option and then take off, and Mount Vernon did a good job of containing there up the middle that time and tackle him for no gain.
Roger Pearson splits to the left side. They'll go back with Underwood on the right. Lindsey under center, the lone back in the backfield. Looking for an option possibly, maybe rolling to the right side, looking for Underwood. It is partially blocked up by Leonte Badger along the far sideline just past the 40. It'll bring up.
Well, Mount Vernon was very lucky there in that zone defense. They dropped back and let the receiver go down the sideline. Somebody let him go and did rotate over in that area of the zone. And simply put, even though I couldn't say it, Jaron Underwood dropped the ball. That was in his hands for a first down at the Mount Vernon 41. And unfortunately for Mascoutah, he just dropped, and they'll have to punt.
They're going to call in the kicking team as Jenny established 4th and 8 from their own 46-yard line. And back to receive somebody. Who's it going to be for the Rams? Finally, Jaron Lydell goes back. Toby Morrison comes on. Here comes the punt from Zach Lindsey. It'll take a bounce at about the 20-yard line. Bounce all the way back to the 1, where it'll take a Mascoutah bounce to the 2. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Rams from their own 2-yard line. So they pinned them back there pretty good at the 9-minute mark.
Well, Mascoutah gained 17 yards on the field position play. They started at their own 20, and they kicked the punt now. Has Mount Vernon pinned down starting at their own 3, so 17-yard gain on field position. The Rams had a couple of good tries start down there in the last game last Saturday.
Of course, this is kind of the time of day, Danny, where do you want to wear your sunglasses or not here for the folks on the home side of J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. The sun is kind of in that spot. It's less than 10. So I'm still sporting the shades here. J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium looking pretty good from a crowd standpoint. Not a fucking spot, at least a good one to be had here. Rams take over 1st and 10 from their own 3. So they got a bit of a favorable bounce there, even though it was unfortunate, as it was looking to go end zone. 9-minute mark of the first quarter. Under center, it is the man of the plan, Clayton Reed. Not much of a backfield. It's going to be a quick pass now to Jaron Lydell. Left side, 1st down yardage. Deep breaks to about the 15. It'll be a completion of about 12 yards. 8 seconds run off the clock that time. And it'll be first and 10 Rams. One play, one first down. I like those odds.
Well, one play, one first down. Mount Vernon that time showed us something they had last week, and that was the fact that they went ahead and went with 4 wide receivers in the backfield. Little Florida Gator offense in an Urban Meyer there, and Mount Vernon able to get a first down.
Clock will roll, 8:46 to go in the first. Still no score. Great defense displayed there. They allowed a couple of first downs early, one via a penalty to Mascoutah, able to recover and force them the punt. It'll be first and 10 from their own 15. Somewhat of a double wing here for the Rams with Reeves under center. Split right is Leonte Badger. He had 82 receiving yards. Just a handoff to Lydell coming up near side. Might have gotten one. Ran 5 to get one. It'll be second and 9 from the 16-yard line. There was 8:20 rolling off the clock first quarter.
Yeah, that time there, the main man on this side, poor Mascoutah really stayed home that time and forced Lydell to turn back into the white-shirted defense and only gain a yard there that time.
Don't bank on the away team. Bank to the locals. Ventura, locally owned and operated. Ventura Bank, banking with local style. Member FDIC.
Careful. I'm taking a note. If I tapped that, I figured you hear me. I had something in my hand.
Oh, my apologies.
No problem.
Still learning to get our timing down here on football. 7:48 to play. It's going to be another end around to Jaron Lydell, brought down in the backfield, loss of approximately 4, and we'll bring up third and 14 here for the Rams at the 7.5-minute mark of the first quarter. That's not quite what they envisioned there. Going to success of Jaron Lydell, whether it be from the passing side or the running side, it didn't work out that time. Brings up third and long.
Now, that time, Mascoutah is well aware, probably watching the film from last week, obviously, of Mr. Lydell's exploits running the football. And everywhere he's went, there seems to be somebody there. At this point, you wonder if there's a spy back there on Lydell wherever he goes.
Split right Badger in the slot. You have Lydell and Melendez. Split left Pat Bradford under center with a lone back. It's Clayton Reeves at fullback. Blake Strickland. We'll see what the Rams opt to go with here. Hand off to Strickland. He's going to bust a couple, but probably not enough for a first down. He gets just past the 20 near hash. Gain of about 9 will bring up 4th and 4, and the Rams are presumably going to punt.
Now, that was punter's yards there is what that was, Chris. They were able to run up the middle. Everybody spread out. They got 8 yards, and an ankle tackle prevented Blake Strickland from getting the rest for a first down. Had that ankle tackle not been there, he'd ran up the middle. Nobody home for the first down. 4th and 3. Mount Vernon should punt here, but we will see. They are lining up to go for it.
Go for it on 4th and 3 here. 6:30 to play in the first. No score. Rams and Mascoutah. Split left Bradford, split right Lydell. The backfield threat of Melendez, Strickland, and we'll have a timeout. Get ready to say Lydell, Strickland, and Melendez, but the Rams want a timeout. This timeout is presented by Ford Square of Mount Vernon. Fuel economy has been redefined with the all-new 2011 Ford Fiesta with up to 40 miles per gallon highway. It's a pretty big deal. Ford Square with the best ever rep. Chris Hugo, Denny Czerwinski alongside on WMIX, your winner for the Illinois Broadcasters Association Silver Dome Award for Best Sports Play-by-Play of 2010.
It's an interesting scoreboard update. I know it's early. These will roll in, but we'll wait. It's interesting.
Let's go with it now.
With just into the first quarter, midway through, Highland 7, Marion nothing. That is at Marion.
Very interesting.
It's very interesting. It is early. And there's a lot of hype and expectation on Marion this year again.
A Marion team that many expected to maybe run the table on their schedule.
Yep.
Looking at 0-2 as the clock stands now. That scoreboard update brought to you by your State Farm agent, Tony Wilt. More on Anthony after the punt on 4th and 3 from the Rams on 21. It'll be Jaron Underwood back to receive. He stands near hash about the 43 in the Mascoutah territory. And that's going to be Pat Bradford to punt. Doesn't quite get the yardage necessary. It'll take a Ram pass, however, to Underwood at about midfield where he will fall, as he is brought down by Leonte Badger. So to be 1st and 10 at midfield, we will look like maybe a water break here for the team with this heat humidity.
I would say after each team has football once and there's really not anything going on here, this would be their water break, yes.
And a good time to take it. So really only that one score right now brought to you by Tony Wills. For all your insurance financial service needs, call Anthony Wills, your local State Farm agent. You can find him on the internet at TonyWills.com or at the corner of North 42nd Street and South Water Tower Place in Mount Vernon. And if you see his red Jeep in the parking lot, just stop in. He would love to meet with you, like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. Tell you what, Danny, it looked to be progressive there from the start. The pass into the flat to Jaron Lydell. Got about 12 yards out of it. Quickly moved the chains on their first play. They must have given them the radio jinx. We noticed the 1-to-1 ratio there because they stalled quickly after that with the running game.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those deals where Mount Vernon was 10 deep back in their
own in a field position trade. And then Mount Vernon got that quick first down and then a couple of losses on yardage, and they were able to get an 8-yard run up the middle. And Mascoutah has won the field position battle. Their first try, they started their own 20. Now, due to the field position, they've gotten the ball. We'll start at the 50. So right now, advantage to Mascoutah as far as this goes.
No doubt about that. Of course, they're going to be just on the Mount Vernon side of midfield here. Not quite the 49.5-yard line, but with 6:14 to play in the opening quarter, definitely a bit of good luck here for the Indians. Banterra Bank brings you Mount Vernon Rams football each and every week. Kick off the season with a Banterra Bank free checking account. Banterra Bank, thank you to a local style member, FDIC. Under center now, Zach Lindsey fumbles the snap, and he'll lose a couple yards. He is touched quickly by big number 76, Wyman Cantley. So it'll be a loss of a couple here for the Indians. It'll bring up 2nd and 12 from their own 48.
I would be surprised here if Mount Vernon gets a 3rd and long out of this next deal, if they bring some heat pressure. Maybe here on 2nd and 11, maybe heat pressure as well. Let's see what they come with here. That was not what Zach Lindsey had imagined. Looked like he was wanting maybe to go option route there. And then the offensive line struggled last week, giving up sacks and lost plays last week.
Colin Rentz is in motion for the Indians, looking for a quick one to Underwood. He is still in the backfield. Now across the line of scrimmage. He'll break the outside, brought down by Pat Bradford. More than first down yards. Looks like along the far sideline there, a gain of about 13. It'll bring up 1st and 10 as they move the chain.
Little pass out to the sideline that time. You catch and go, and hopefully one of your receivers will come up and get a block and kick out. Defensive back kicked out, and Underwood rushed the rest of the way. 11 yards on that pass. First down, Mascoutah, their 3rd of the game. 5:34 to play in the opening quarter. Still no score from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. 2nd of 6 home games this year for the Rams. The next home game will be next Friday night against the Triad Knights. Team at all time, I believe the Rams are 9-2 against. The last loss coming last year, the one before that, 0-4. It was going to be a quick handoff there from, or Lindsey taking it himself. I was looking down at my sheet. No, it won't be fair as anything. Lemuel took it.
Oh, getting number 18 in the action.
Yep.
6'1", 200-pound junior.
Yeah, just a fullback dive up the middle, was able to get 2 or 3 yards. Keep that defense honest.
French call human out here tonight. Yeah, very sweaty. 4:52 to play here in the first quarter. No score. It's 2nd and 7 on the far hash from the 38. Quick handoff there to Trayvon Williams, it appeared to be. But he ran right up the middle for a gain of about 1. Might bring up 3rd and 6.
The other thing you have to be concerned with on a night like tonight, the heat and humidity, is the fact of which defense will be on the field most. And that defense will wear down in the second half of the game, no matter how great shape they are in. And right now, the Mascoutah twice as many plays run offensively as has Mount Vernon, which means the Rams defense has been out there longer.
4:20 to play. First quarter action from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. You're looking live upon it on MyWithersRadio.com if you're watching our live video stream. And stunning high definition. Out of the shotgun for Lindsey. Split left and right. It's going to be play action here as he rolls to his right. Connects with a man just shy of first down yardage. Brought down quickly. Looks like the tight end set there. I thought number 31, Isaiah Machado, brought it down. Oh, number 30, my apologies, Tyler McNair. So some air underneath that to McNair, and he'll bring it down just shy of the first down. It would appear from our vantage point. 3/4 and short. To about the 34-yard line.
And the problem is you have a situation right now where Mascoutah is gaining confidence. And something that a team that did not score a point last week only had 117 yards total offense. They're racking up points left and right.
Very interesting update from Randolph County.
Yeah.
8:40 to play. 4th and 1 here for the Indians. Trying to draw the Rams offside, and they almost did. And we may have a timeout here for the Indians. Are they going to look at going for a field goal here after failing to draw the Rams offside? We will see. This timeout is presented by Ford Square King City Chrysler Center of Mount Vernon. You can count on us. King City Chrysler has the all-new 2011 Dodge Durango with best-in-class power, towing, and the driving range. So with 3:33 left to go in the opening quarter and no score, and Mascoutah trying to make a run for it here on their second possession. They saw just shy of first down yardage on a pass to Tyler McNair. Pulled it in, did a great job of going up for it and bringing it down to put it dive forward. Had to dive across. Easy for me to say on the Ford Square timeout.
but had to dive across and came up with it just in bounds, so it wasn't enough for a fourth down. So fast forward a little bit, they try to draw the Rams offsides, can't do that. And let's see what they go with after the timeout.
Oh, it's a big play in this game because if you go for get the first down, you keep the drive going, the defense gets down on themselves, you're able to do some different things. However, if Mount Vernon stops them and leaves it right here and keeps it at the 28, 29-yard line, and Mount Vernon takes over, you're looking at some good field position for Mount Vernon to start their next drive.
It'll be 4th and 1, and they're going to empty out the backfield with the exception of number 24, Trayvon Williams. The man in motion is Underwood. They're going to load up the left side. It's going to be a handoff, and busting through is number 24, Trayvon Williams. Goes off tackle, able to get across the middle between the hashes. Got off a nice little run there, Danny, down to about
the thing about Chris was once you get through the first leg, there's 7 or 8 guys in the box. Once he gets in the secondary, it becomes worrisome because now they'll tackle. You'll have the guys back there. And Mount Vernon made the tackle. Unfortunately, it was well after the first down was gained.
1st and 10 here for the Indians. They move the chains yet again, controlling much of the clock here in the first quarter. Shotgun set, as they tend to do. Zach Lindsey, the quarterback. Left and right. 2 in the slot. 1 on each side. Handoff to Henderson. He was almost brought down for a loss. Shook the tackle. Goes towards the far side now. Finally brought down for a loss of about 4 at the 25-yard line. Could have been a loss of about 10.
Now, what there, Mount Vernon had an opportunity, like you said, to make a tackle, hit wrap, rolling for about a 10-yard loss. He was able to scamper through white jerseys, black jerseys, and everything else to get back to just losing 2 yards. And here, another thing, too. That's his 7th carry of the game, Trayvon Williams from Mascoutah. You got to wonder how much he's going to have in the tank if he's going to average 7 or 8 carries a quarter.
Well, that was the interesting aspect about that, Danny, is that he could have been brought down early, but the Rams, who had trouble tackling last week, ran into some trouble. Out from the shotgun, Lindsey able to connect with the man out in the flat. It's fumbled. Can the Rams recover? It was indeed a fumble. Went to his man on the left, Ferris Lemuel, who got a first down earlier. The Rams recovered the fumble at about the 11, a man down, which would be the 9. And we'll see what happens here. Great recovery, but who is it? Could it be a Crampley, though?
Well, that's what we hope it is in this stage of the game, and it's part of the world where it's so hot and humid. But again, that was another pass play, Chris, that basically left wide open. Sharon Underwood made the catch, started to make a move, and as he made the move, got a hit. Ball squirted out. Mount Vernon recovers, drive, stop. First turnover of the game to Mascoutah. Mount Vernon will start the own 10, and we'll check on the injured Ram right now.
Of course, our great trainer, Terry Hammond, provided by the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois, and we'll see if she can remember it maybe back into shape. Hopefully, this cramp and nothing serious. 2:22 mark of the first quarter, no score. That'll be a huge turnover, as the Rams will have to march quite the distance, about 89 yards here, with it being placed on the 11-yard line, we'll assume, assuming that the fumble stands. And it is Mike Jefferson, and that's not good.
To digress back to the Randolph County mention, that problem could be remedied with a co-op.
Only about 22 players get dressed tonight for the Sparta Bulldogs, but I assume you co-op with Chester? Nope. Alvarado? Too far away. Who am I missing? Steelville. Who doesn't already have a football program might lure up some excited kids, kind of like Central there in Walmville did. That make a lot of sense. I wasn't even thinking in those terms. Good call.
My spies are everywhere.
To remind you, Rams football is presented by Banterra Bank. For a TD with a CD, check out Banterra's interest rates on deposit products. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC.
Another interesting score while we wait. Basalto, early leader, 7-6 over Centralia. So a couple games not going the prognosticators' way, at least early on.
Tony Will State Farm scoreboard update. We'll have plenty more of those throughout the night. 2:22 to go. Opening under center is Clayton Reeves for the Rams. Double wing in motion. We'll have Jaron Lydell rolling to his left. A quick pass. Got out in front of Melendez. Booted it with his foot. Still tried to catch up with it to make something happen after the defense died. But just couldn't do it. It'll be an incomplete pass.
Kicked it in the air, and the defensive back had a hand on it also. Then Melendez had it again. Kicked it farther forward. Just wasn't able to make the catch for another first down. We go along the F in the alphabet.
2nd and 10 for the Rams. That's the pass fell incomplete. 2:19 to play in the opening quarter. Still no score. As the Rams will have Bradford split left, Badger split right. Double wing formation. Reeves under center. Same backfield. Lydell Melendez, who's now in motion. It's a handoff to Blake Strickland. And he ran into his own man as his line is completely caved in on the left side. Doesn't get much out of it, maybe a yard. Could have been a big run there, but his own men fall in front of him. You're not going to get much out of that.
No, the guys were getting knocked down. Right now, the offensive line from Mount Vernon, we bragged on them a little bit in the pregame, talked about the first game. Right now, they're getting handled a little bit. And I know it's hot. You know it's going to be getting tired, but it's time to start stepping up and putting some people back on the rear ends a little bit. And let's go up front. Clock will roll at the 1:45 mark of the opening quarter. Reeves under center. Bradford to the left, Badger to the right. Trying to make something happen on 3rd and 8. Melendez will go in motion and actually an end around to Lydell, who falls over his own man, could have broken one away. But stumbling in front of him was his blocker, and it fooled everybody, including me. Thought it was Nico Melendez, who looked like he would have fumbled it. I had no idea what he was playing with as he was running, but completely fooled everybody, and that's how Lydell was able to make the run up the right side. In the double wing, if you're a back and you are not getting the football, your important job is important as getting the football and carrying out your fake. That time, Nico Melendez carried out his fake so well, he and Clayton Reeves, linebackers, all went to them, and Lydell came around the outside for that 13-yard gain and a Mount Vernon first down, their second of the game.
Jaron Lydell had 15 carries for 82 yards 1 week ago, was a contender for the Community First Bank of the Heartland Player of the Game. More on come first after this down. First it did for the Rams, their own 25, 1:14 to go here in the first. They're going to stick a man in motion. This could be Lydell, a man hot after Reeves. He's got to get rid of it, able to throw a pick right there at about the 37. Was looking for Leonte Badger, had to rush his pass, and throws it right into the welcoming arms of the Mascoutah defender. 1:04 to play in the first. It'll be great field position here.
Yeah.
For the
now,
Indians.
And you're sticking your Mount Vernon defense now. They will get the ball to home 33. Reeves is rolling out to his left with a number 20 from Mascoutah chasing in the backfield. He had to throw across his body into coverage. There was two white shirts on the receiver, and he threw it into traffic, was unable to get that first pass completed. Now Mascoutah takes over to Mount Vernon 33-yard line. Teamy one here in Mount Vernon. Of course, great traditions aren't given. They're earned through hard work and commitment. That's just what they believe in. Community First Bank, proud sponsors of the Mount Vernon Rams, a great tradition. Now the shotgun, they hurry up and give it to Trayvon Williams, going up that right side, shy of a first down at about the 25. So an 8-yard gain for Trayvon Williams. It'll be 2nd and 2 here for the Indians, who have done a great job behind Williams. And they have done a great job. He's got 8 carries in the game so far, marked on his way to 100 yards. The question will be, if he were to average 7 or 8 carries in this game per quarter, could he last out here in the heat and humidity?
That's the thing to take in tonight. 35 seconds to go. They will have to get a play off with only 20 on the play clock here. 2nd and 3 for the Indians, trying to make a threat. Hard to fathom that we could be scoreless after one here after the potent offense we saw last week from these Rams. Now the shotgun, Lindsey, hands off to Williams again. He'll be brought down for a loss of about the 30. Loss of 5 will make it 2nd and 8. And that should be how we close this first quarter unless they want to rush the play. The 8-second mark. Hopefully some scores will start rolling in, but I think we're moving pretty quickly. With all about 27 minutes to play here in this opening quarter. We're at the end of the line. We're scoreless from Mount Vernon. The Mount Vernon Rams 0, the Mascoutah Indians 0. This is Rams football on WMIX.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit services. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
America is a nation on wheels. Everyone has at least one automobile. We use them for shopping, work, everything we do. But they can be a threat. Some accidents can't be prevented. Your professional Pekin Insurance Agency, Page Insurance on Crownview and Mount Vernon, can help protect you from a large financial loss when an accident happens. Call Page Insurance today at 242-7000 about low-cost auto insurance from Pekin Insurance. Ask them about the many money-saving discounts that are available. Depend on your hometown professionals. Pekin Insurance.
This is Mike Reese. You're listening to the Rams on WMIX.
And thank you, Michael. We appreciate it. Back on WMIX, online at mywithersradio.com. Chris, Hugo, and Danny Czerwinski. That's the Mount Vernon Rams and the Mascoutah Indians wrap up quarter number 1 from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. And Danny, we have no score. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. Mascoutah dominating in total yardage, 65-32. They've had the ball a lot more on offense, a lot more possession, head sports.
the Indians' way as we switch to the other end of the field. The sun has went down. We start the second quarter, not as hot. Humidity still very high. Of course, it's the bottom of the hour here in the King City. We'll pause for station identification. This is Rams Radio.
Mount Vernon Rams football on your radio at AM 940 WMIX Mount Vernon and worldwide with audio and video at mywithersradio.com. Free services from Withers Broadcasting.
Of course, Scott Gabbert welcomes back the class of 2001. Some of us never went anywhere, as it is reunion weekend for those celebrating their 10th. Lindsay out of shotgun now the end of quarter. First play scrimmage. It'll go left side to Trey. I don't have trouble with that. Trayvon Williams. He did not get a first down. Maybe a gain of about 2. Bring up 4th and 3. Scotty disagrees. So we'll go with what Scotty said. A gain of about 3. He'll bring up 4th and a couple here. Let's see what the Indians do. They went for it last time and were able to get the first down. So 1-1 on 4th down conversion. 11:29 mark here of the first half. Presented by Banjo Bank. We'll say more about them throughout the broadcast. We're going to go for it here. Split left and right out of the shotgun. 2 in the backfield with the tailback, Rayshawn Williams. And he caught by a man with his head down, but unfortunately the man who came up and got him pushed him ahead by tackling him from behind. And that pushes them across for first down and a gain of 3.5. First down, gain of 3, and the Mascoutah drive continues on their 5th first down of the game. That's one of those things where you can stop your momentum and try to bring them backward with it. You might be a little bit better off, but he was pushed ahead for first down yardage. 11:14 to go, and the Indians here in the second quarter are 2 of 2 on 4th down conversion. Still no score. Winning edge, you customize just about any activewear, like a T-shirt or a golf shirt for the team, organization, or just for you. Don't believe me, visit them online at winningedgeusa.com. Quality service and fast turnaround since 1977. Quick handoff to Williams. Was right between the hashes, gain of maybe 3. It'll bring up the second. You can't wonder if Williams is going to serve popcorn and soda at halftime also on the Mascoutah sidelines. He does everything for this team. Running back, catches the ball, and he has already been involved in 12 of the offensive plays. 11 runs, 1 catch for a pass here in this first half so far. That'll bring up 2nd and 9. 10:34 to go here in the first half. Let's see what Mascoutah rolls with here out of the shotgun. They'll put 1 in the slot from there. He's on the right side with number 7 Underwood split right as well. 2 on the left. And in transition on the handoff, it was botched by Williams and Lindsay. So the Rams recover yet another turnover. It'll be first and 10. So 2 fumbles, 2 turnovers for the Mount Vernon Rams here against the Mascoutah Indians. Yeah. You're going to have to capitalize on one of these soon. And that's twice how Mascoutah has fumbled deep in Mount Vernon territory, and Mount Vernon will get the football starting their own 24. And again, that's one of those things where it kind of tells the tale of the season. Teams that don't turn the ball over very much usually do pretty well. Those teams that turn it over like that deep in the other team's territory usually don't end up playing in November. And that's what the Rams' mission is. Keep the season going for as long as they can. 10:18 to play here, first half. Second turnover of the ball game. The Rams get it back. Double wing, left foot right. On the left, Bradford. On the right, Badger. Man in motion, Lydell. It's a handoff right up the middle. Looks like Strick maybe. Strick got about 7 to bring up 2nd and 3 from the 31-yard line. It's 10:08. That's what you want if you're a Ram coach or a Ram fan. Do something productive, and they're going to go ahead and give them 8 yards on the play to bring up 2nd and 2. Precisely what the Rams use are working hard on a scoreboard up there. I can feel it from here. That's running to keep things rolling, and I am okay with that. For those of our listeners not familiar with Danny, he gets scores just about everywhere. 9:43 to go here. First half action. Split left and right. Same double wing set. With Reeves under center. Looking to roll to his right. Was picked off by number 13, Tim McDonald. He's going to try to bring it back for a pick 6. It's brought down at about the 10-yard line. Well, 2 fumbles from Mascoutah, 2 for Mount Vernon on the interception variety again, throwing into traffic. An interception that's run back down to the Mount Vernon, about the 8-yard line, actually 10-yard line, and unfortunately, got to take care of the football. Mount Vernon just has been their own enemy, just as Mascoutah has been tonight. Shooting themselves in the foot tonight. Still scoreless, 9.5-minute mark here of this second quarter. And we'll say a bit more about our friends at Banjo Bank. Banjo cell phone banking. You can check your accounts online right from half court. Banjo Bank, banking with local style. Member FDIC. So this will be good field position. Lindsay hands off to Lemuel, going right up the middle for a touchdown. 10-yard scamper. went left, got back to his right, still stayed up the middle. It'll be 6-0 here with no flags on the play at the 9:25 mark.
That was just good old-fashioned hardball, Chris. Just dived up the middle that time, and Lincoln Harris able to score easily. And again, 2 turnovers. One of those is going to hurt you eventually, and that turned into a 10-yard run and a touchdown for the Mascoutah Indians. 9:25 to play here, and finally somebody gets on the board in the first half. 6-0 Mascoutah. The holder will be the quarterback, Zach Lindsey. The kicker will be number 34, Chris Poich, for the Indians. And we will see our first right-footed kicker of the season because we have 2 lefties. Miller Career Academy had nada. That is back there, holding down, kick is up, but you know the rest. It was between the uprights. 7-0 is your score here. 9:25 mark of this first half. Yikes. Not quite the way you want things to happen. Can't turn the ball over, and you can't expect things to happen to turn the ball over. And Mount Vernon having issues with that right now, and they're going to have to get that corrected.
Get it corrected in a hurry. You can go afford for that to happen. You have to capitalize on the turnover score, not give up turnovers again. That's precisely what the Rams did on the last drive, and they've been kind of plagued tonight. Clayton Reeves, I don't know if it's a timing issue with his receivers, has just come up a hair short on his guys and thrown them right into the arms of the opposition. After his accuracy of last week, I think we've just kind of grown to expect after 155 yards and 3 touchdowns, kind of was spoiled.
Yeah, and that's the thing is last week, Mount Vernon played so very well in that game. Not a lot of turnovers, not a lot of penalties. Already out of the gate, 1 penalty and two interceptions tonight, whatever the case may be. And maybe a case, Chris, too, of playing so well last week. You come in the game this week, maybe not with your guard up a little bit, thinking, okay, we can get this one in. And unfortunately for Mount Vernon right now, they look at the scoreboard and they find themselves down 7-0 almost halfway through this next quarter.
Of course, now a chance to start fresh off a kickoff. We'll see how it goes here. Moich on to kick, back to receive. Looks like Toby Marshall stands near side at about the 15, far side Jaron Lydell, along with Derek Hunter at about the 10, right down the middle. We'll see which way they go. Maybe Hunter is a decoy with Badger about 7 yards in front. The kick will not be that deep. Okay, we'll catch up with it is Dominic Gardner. He's going to come near side. It's a great move by Gardner as he stays within the far hash and the near hash near sideline. Got to about the 35-yard line. It'll be first and 10 at the 9:20 mark. Well, the question is, who will be your Community First Bank of the Heartland player of the game? Several candidates thus far. For your Mount Vernon Rams, they Ram debit cards for Community First Bank. Community First Bank is the only bank with debit cards tied to the Rams. A portion of the revenue going to Mount Vernon High School. First and 10 for the Rams on this series. Ball is on the 36-yard line, so one better than what we saw here. 9 minutes and 20 seconds to work with in the first half. We're going to have a water break. Seems like we could have done that before the team came back out.
Should have. Instead of getting everybody out here and then let them get the line of scrimmage and then stop.
Sounds like you're working on a pretty good scoreboard update there. Let's hear it.
Top some scores here. South 7 scores of interest. These are all at the end of one quarter. Heron leads Carbondale 14-0. Centralia leads Bethalto 14-7. Highland leads Marion 14-7. Fairfield leads Alvarado Tricel 16-6. Benton leads Sparta in the second 21-0. DuPoint trails Harrisburg into 17-0. And Nashville leads Mater Dei in a surprise 7-0.
That, my friends, is a comprehensive scoreboard update. Speaking of comprehensive, how much of insurance in your local State Farm agent, Tony Wills, handles all of your insurance and financial service needs. Tony Wills, your local State Farm agent. Find him on the web at TonyWills.com. Right corner of 32nd Street and South Water Tower Place, right here in Mount Vernon. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Reeves under center. Bradford split to the last man in motion will be Jaron Lydell. It is a handoff right up the middle of Strickland. It looks like it was stripped away. It looks like it was stripped away at about the 38-yard line. Bounced around to about the 36, the original line of scrimmage. And the Mascoutah acts as if they have it. Rams haven't fumbled yet today. But they have. There's been intercepted twice. And it'll be second down as the Rams were able to recover. Good recovery there by Corey Gibson. And the Rams will get a bit of a reprieve. Second and 9. Ball is on the 37-yard line as we roll into the 9-minute mark of this first half. Hoorah. We're glad to have those of you with us watching on MindWithersRadio.com, those of you on your radio on AM 940, and of course, those of you also listening on the audio-only feed on MindWithersRadio.com. Reeves under center, man in motion, Lydell. They're going to go Strickland again. Man grabbing at his jersey between the hashes. Might have gotten a yard to bring up third and 8. He had to run an awful line just to get that 1 yard.
Yeah, right now, a lot of hop and bounce on that visitor sideline right now, and unfortunately for Mount Vernon, they have not matched the energy level or intensity that Mascoutah has brought over with them.
I think the team you came to us from has something to prove tonight in Randolph County.
Yeah.
Wow, we'll have plenty of scoreboard updates throughout the night. Keep me updated as well on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at 94 Sports, and we'll try to do our best to keep you updated on Facebook. WMIX Sports throughout the night. Unfortunately, my internet access here at the high school apparently has blocked Facebook, so I will not be able to take care of that.
That is a problem with schools right now. You won't get Facebook.
Can't imagine why. It's going to be a handoff to Strick. He'll come off tackle near side, maybe just shy of a first down. Got about 7 on the play. It's 7:54 to go here in the first half. The Mascoutah's up 7-0. The Rams got a favorable spot there, and that'll move the chains. I'm surprised.
Sometimes you need a little wake-up call in the games like this, and maybe that's what Mount Vernon needs here. A first down run by Blake Strickland gets that ball near the 50-yard line, and Mount Vernon needs to go on a nice long drive here, get a touchdown, and tie this thing up and get back into this one.
Need to move the chains, maybe get a little bit more cowbell as we finally heard.
Emotionally right now, Mount Vernon was not with Mascoutah in the first part of this ball game.
Double wing set here for the Rams, split left and right, Badge to the right, Bradford near. Reeves under center. Man in motion, Melendez this time. He's going to get it, try to roll to the near side, and he'll be brought down out of bounds for a loss about the 45. Loss about 1 on the play will bring up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, Mount Vernon running game, if you notice, Chris, when they went up the middle behind the tackles, lots of yardage there usually. When Mount Vernon tried to go side to side to get some of that speed, Mascoutah is faster in the linebacker's position to stretch here on the field east and west to try to cover that running game. 7:03 to play. First half action, second as well. Not a favorable spot that time. That's the favorable spot that got them the first down. Interesting. They're going to go double wing definitely with a tailback. Split left is Mr. Pat Bradford. They're going to bring Badger down on the line. 6:42 to play. Man in motion, Melendez. That's going to be a handoff to a new guy, Dominic Gardner. He's going to break 3 yards. Gets there, sideline at the 30. Push out of bounds at 26. And that'll be a gain of about 24 for the Rams on Dominique Gardner, the secret weapon out of nowhere, the 6:34 mark of the first half. Yeah.
Still 7-0 Mascoutah.
Again, Chris, off tackle though. You can see the power game Mount Vernon can run off the tackles and get big yardage. That's what they're going to have to do here in this case, Chris. Outside to side, not much there. Mascoutah faster. Mount Vernon can go off the tackles or inside off the 1 and the 2 hole. They can get yardage that way, and that's what Mount Vernon's been able to do. And I would expect Mount Vernon to keep doing that here.
Gee, Manitley, what a run there by the Rams. They're going to say he was out at about the 26, which is accurate. 1st and 10 here for the Rams. They move the chain. 6:33 to play in this opening half. 7-0 Mascoutah. They're going to go with the same set here. Badger down the line, split left. Mr. Bradford. It's a handoff and lost by Lydell, and it'll be recovered about the 26 by Mascoutah. They have had trouble there tonight on handoffs and trouble with the pass. So this Ram offense will turn it over again. They're 4th on the night, split evenly between the fumble and interception.
Well, right now, 3, 2, and 1 on that case. 3 turnovers, 2 in the interception, 1 on the fumble, and the turnover bug has simply bit Mount Vernon way too much here in this first half, and I'm sure Coach Shaner and staff are not happy with that situation right now.
They are not. So Mascoutah gets the ball back. 6:27 mark of the first half. 7-0 is your score. Kick off the school year with a Banjera Bank free checking account. Banjera Bank, banking in local style. Member FDIC. And of course, the water break coming for both teams out here. I know you're working feverishly to update us on the social media. Follow us on Twitter at 94 Sports. Sports and scoreboard update. Drop the ball, I guess, on my end for Facebook. I apologize. We'll get you updated as soon as we can on Facebook. 7-0 to score here. Second quarter action. 6:27 to play in the first half. But Mascoutah not only with the lead, they get the ball back after another Rams run.
Well, some other updates coming in off that scoreboard update. Benton now up 28-0 at Sparta. Also, at the end of 1, AJ leads Murfreesboro 8-0. Also, in the second quarter now, El Dorado leading CZR 12-7 down in Franklin County. There you have those scoreboard updates presented by your State Farm agent, Tony Welch. For all of your insurance and financial service needs, call Tony Welch, your local State Farm agent.
You can find him on the web at TonyWills.com or at the corner of North 42nd Street, South Watertower Place in Mount Vernon. If you see his red Jeep in the parking lot, just stop in. He would love to meet with you. Classes, speaking of a Union weekend, the class of 2001 grad, who's also a Mount Vernon Hall of Famer, John Flood, who was a left-handed fireballer for UIC playing baseball team, just sat down not that far from one of his teammates on that Hall of Fame team. It's John was a sophomore on the 98-99 Rams basketball team. Scott Gamber, who's the PA guy tonight. 6:27 to go here, first half action. Mascoutah, first and 10 from their own 26. Under center this time. I'm surprised, Zach Lindsey. Play action, and he'll roll near side as the receiver runs to his own man. Tightrope to sideline, Colin Rams. Pushed down somewhere around the 41-yard line for a gain of 15. And Danny, it's interesting to see how that one all progressed because Brent almost ran into his own guy, almost costing him the reception, which looked like it might have been intended to come near side for Mr. Underwood. Luckily, Rents came away with it, was able to tightrope the sideline for a while, enough to get that first down yard.
Yeah, right now, Mount Vernon's pass defense is not there. They're losing coverages, blown coverages, people getting open for Mascoutah that just simply aren't being touched.
But now we'll go back to the shotgun. Split left and right for the Indians. A couple of new personnel out there in the receiving position. So this will be a handoff to... It looks like Williams is even in the backfield that time, but he's quick. It'll be a gain of 6 up the middle for the Indians. 2nd and 4. Actually, it'll be 7 yards. It'll be 2nd and 3.
And you see it here, and we're almost into the first half now. 24 minutes in, and it's obvious right now the guys in the white shirts won a little bit more than the guys in the black shirts, I think, early on.
Well, they're letting that heat get to them. Both sides are, and they're both fatigued because both are a little lackadaisical out there. So it'll be interesting to see how that progresses. We're still just in that first half. 5:45 to go here in the second quarter. Rams down 7-0. The Mascoutah still moving. Now the shotgun Lindsey rolls to the near side, looking for a deep bomb to Underwood on the near sideline, and that will miss him. It falls at about the 7 when he was at the 10. On that near sideline, that'll bring up 3rd and 2.
I like that play call, 2nd and short. Try to get one deep on the bomb and see what happens there, and nothing was gotten, and now it's 3rd and short. You still got time to run a couple of plays and get a first down.
Clock stops to 5:34 mark. 3rd and 2 is the situation we have here. 7-0 the Rams trail in this non-conference matchup. Rams have not lost to Mascoutah that we know of. Trying to avoid that being a first time here tonight. Let's just see how some of these Rams fatigue, and some of them are playing both ways. 7-0 to score. Mascoutah, it'll be a handoff to Lemuel, brought down for a loss of about 2 at the 40. Actually, a loss of 3 at the 46. It'll be
Somebody had a big mid on his jersey, pulling it out and tackling as Lemuel was running in circles.
That was a heck of a play. Brings him down.
Yeah, now, 4th and 2, maybe 3.
Well, here's the thing. If you continue to go for it here, you're 2 and 2 on 4th down conversion.
Well, you have to go for it here. I think there's no reason not to go for it here.
You've had 3 4th downs. 1 you punt, and then 2 you've gone for it. Now they're going to go for it the 3rd time. So the punt formation all for 9. Everybody's got to move up. Now the shotgun. It's a handoff to Williams, and he will get first down yardage right up the gut. The goal is what works, up the middle. And that'll be a gain of about 6 for 1st and 10.
Yeah, Williams, that's the 7th first down. That's his 14th carry. He is marching up towards 100 yards as we speak here in this first half. And right now, I know it's hot, and you mentioned the heat and humidity, but the thing is, it's hot on both sides, and it's hot everywhere. It's the same for everybody. You have to get up and play.
Well, and it's just not working out at this point for the Rams defense. They're not able to contain him up the middle. And that is causing a bit of grief. Mascoutah Bank brings you Mount Vernon Rams football all season long. They also bring you basketball, baseball, softball, volleyball, whatever we bring you. Mount Vernon Rams is brought to you by Mascoutah Bank. Don't bank on the away team, bank for the locals. Mascoutah locally owned and operated. Mascoutah Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC. As we will have this signal, it'll be a timeout for Mascoutah. Timeout presented by Ford Square and Kingsley Chrysler of Mount Vernon, where the best never rest. 2012 Fusion Hybrid can get up to 41 miles per gallon highway. Talk about value. Ford Square, Danny Czerwinski speaks.
Well, certainly. I was too busy in the middle of texting and tweeting and trying to get things caught up to hear that. I'll admit it, I was too many multitasking things going on.
I'm sure those of our listeners following us on Twitter appreciate the update. Well, that's plenty more. Nothing too extravagant, I don't think, since last You have an A.J. Murfreesboro. Yeah, A.J.'s up 8-0 on Murfreesboro. Also at the end of the first quarter, an interesting score. Johnson City and Carmi are scoreless after the first quarter, as is Pinckneyville and West Frankfort scoreless after the first quarter. I think that Johnson City-Carmi game is one of those that might jump up and get a lot of people because with Johnson City handling, I guess one could say, a special Lear Waltonville Woodlawn last week, people kind of saw that and expected Johnson City maybe just to roll over Carmi. But Carmi not getting the credit they deserve, getting the credit now, scoreless after one. That scoreboard update brought to you by Tony Wilkes and State Farm Insurance. We'll talk more about Tony throughout the broadcast. 4:24 to play. Here in the first half, the Rams defense trying to make a stand. 3 for 3 on fourth down conversions over the Mascoutah Indians. 4:24 mark of the half. Down 7-0. Mascoutah looking to make something happen. Lindsey under center. Quick pitch to the left side for Williams. He was able to find a seam, but he is brought down by a linebacker backing up on the play. Looks like Leonte Badger was in on the tackle. That'll bring up second down and about 7. So again, 3 up the left side. Quick pitch left. Mascoutah not able to make as much happen as they thought they were going to. Williams got 15 carries on 60 yards right now here in the first half alone. He's going to have a heavy dose of workload also on here in the second half. Both with Williams and Ram, he'd be a no doubter right now for Tom First Bank player of the game. It'll be a handoff this time. Ooh, Dominique in on a potential tackle there. Helmet came off of somebody. Looked like it might have been the runner, Williams. But Dominique Gardner tried to bring him down for a loss. Ultimately, able to chuck a couple more yards with Williams to bring up third and 4. Again, Mount Vernon not tackling, and this drive started at the Mascoutah 27 3 minutes ago. Clock still running as they add on time, and again, they long drives and making this Ram defense be out there. Mascoutah is looking at my chart, running about twice as many plays offensively as has Mount Vernon, which means the Rams defense has been out there a long time. A long time. Mascoutah has control of the clock. Out of the shotgun, Lindsey. Play action rolling to his left, about the 40. Throws one across. Nearly intercepted by Melendez. Who's going to win this battle here? It'll be a touchdown if Mascoutah comes away with it. Nope, good interception. Wow. I'm pretty sure that was Nico Melendez that was right there. I could have misseen the situation. That was Mr. Nico Melendez back on the coverage, and he flat went up. And I'm going to tell you right now, the receiver for Mascoutah, Sharon Underwood, went up and came down with the football in midair. It looked like Nico Melendez took the ball away from me before he hit the ground in the end zone. So you want to call it a complete catch and a takeaway, maybe or not. And Mascoutah's coach is not happy with the call. As it is, needs to be careful. Yeah. He's very lucky he did not get run for being out on the field. Well, he put it not only to come on the field, Danny, we'd have to look at the replay. So he came very close to touching the official. Yeah. And that is not good. So he contains himself, so was aware of what was about to happen, and wisely steps off the field. I do like Scott Battis up the Mascoutah, though. 7-0 your score. Turnover. Third interception for Zach Lindsey. It'll be a handoff for the Rams. Strickland looking to make something happen. Breaks a couple of tackles as he gets to about the 35-yard line. Gain of 15 will move the chain. It'll be first and 10 Rams. Second, 2:55 to play here in the first half. Now that brings the cowbell out, and another first down for Mount Vernon. They're fifth unofficially by my stats. And the Rams got to get something going. 6 turnovers in the game between both teams in this first half. Not been pretty. Only 1 penalty in the entire half. Before the turnovers, it sure made this an ugly game. They have 3 interceptions for Mascoutah, 2 fumbles, 2 interceptions for the Rams. And Danny has made a new friend. Future Ram in front of us here at J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. 2:38 to play. Rams split left and right. Badger right. It'll be a handoff to Frick again. He's going to run off tackle right side along the far hash. It's about 3. It'll be second and 7. It's about the 38-yard line here. And Danny, the Rams are going to have to move quick here. 2:20. Yeah, they're going to have to move quick. 2 timeouts for the Rams if they so desire to use them. And Mount Vernon will have to see what they can do. Along the far hash it'll be. Let's see where Reed takes this offense. Double wing set, split left and right. Leighton Reeves under center with Lydell in motion. They're going to go with what works here to Blake Strickland. Able to find his blocker, yes. It kept him from being pulled down for about a 2-yard gain to turn into first down yardage on an 8-yard gain for Blake Strickland up the right side. We'll go below the 2-minute mark here, but the clock will count to move the chain. It'll be first and 10 for the Rams from about the 41-yard line. Excuse me, the 46-yard line. Pay attention, Hugo. 1:50 to play here, first half, down 7-0. Mascoutah's on top. Rams looking to make something happen before the break. It's going to be another handoff. to Strick. Maybe a gain of 2, second and 8 from the 48. That's been the bread and butter. Blake Strickland having a great game so far, running the football, 10 carries in the game, gets close to 50 yards. Senior trying to carry, and Mount Vernon will call a timeout. Timeout presented by Ford Square Mount Vernon. Fuel economy has been redefined with the all-new 2011 Ford Fiesta with up to 20 miles per gallon highway. It's a pretty big deal. Ford Square with the best at the rest. 7-0 to score here on the timeout. Mascoutah on top. Rams with the ball second and 9 from their own 47-yard line. 1:43 to play. And Danny, this is a crucial situation here for the Orange Black.
Well, it's crucial, number one, that Mount Vernon would love to score here, or at least keep the ball away from Mascoutah, not turn it over. If you get a touchdown here, you have to remember Mount Vernon will get the ball to start the second half, so be able to get back-to-back possessions on Mascoutah would be nice and handy. As the Rams look to finish things up. Looks like everybody's doing their best to stay hydrated. I applaud the IHSA and the officials and everybody who's involved in giving these water breaks done.
Well, one thing you have to remember, too, it won't do any good to drink a bunch of water now. Once you get to this point, you've already lost a lot of liquid, so you need the players and everybody need to hydrate it well before this week started. If your urine is not clear before you take the field, you're going to be in trouble. Rule of thumb I was always told. 1:43 to play here, first half action. Man in motion, Lydell out of the double wing set. Reese quickly rolls around, connects with Strickland on a slant pass. And it'll be a gain of about 12. Nice. It'll be first and 10 from the Mascoutah 38, and the Rams will move it. This little pass down on the hash mark there that time, Blake Strickland was able to make that catch in traffic, a 12-yard gain for first down, Mount Vernon on the move. They will spread out a little bit more than what they were. Spread out about as much as you can of a double wing here. Still back to Strickland. Reeves under center. Bradford to the left. In motion will be Melendez. It'll be to Strick. They bought on the Melendez carry again. Strick goes right up the gut for about 7 on forward progress. And that should actually be about 6 on the 32. Second and 4 here for the Rams. We hit the 106 mark. This is where you kind of have to be concerned. It's time is continuing to come off that clock. You got to hurry up here. Double wing. Same scenario for the Rams. Same personnel. Reeves under center at the 54-second mark. Second and 5 from the 33. Back to pass. Pace towards the right sideline. Badger on a jump ball, and Mascoutah comes away with the interception. Yep. That's the fourth throw for Mount Vernon, the third pick of the game. Mascoutah will stop the Mount Vernon Rams from driving with 46 seconds to go in the first half. The 7th turnover in this game. Wow. We'll see what Mascoutah wants to do here. If they would go for it or just down and go into halftime up 7-0, knowing their defense has to come back out and start the second half. I hate to use the terminology of moral victories with regard to a team on top, but it'd be a moral victory to go up 7-0 right now. And conversely, it'd be a moral victory for the Rams to only be down 7-0. Yeah, and that's the case. I mean, Mount Vernon with 4 turnovers, lucky still be anywhere near the 7 points. They still got to get through the next 46 seconds. 46.76 on the clock out of the shotgun, Zach Lindsey. Has a couple options to throw to as they go for it here. It's going to be a play action, but Lindsey's going to keep himself roll up the left sideline. He is at the 30, 35, push out of bounds, actually about the 32-yard line. Gain of 19. And don't be surprised if that's not on Mount Vernon. That'll add 15 more to be like a 30-yard game. 39 seconds left. There's a flag somewhere. Saw it. Yep. The late hit. Gotta be on Mount Vernon. Yep. 15 more yards. Lindsey was out of bounds and the whistle had blown and somebody took a shot. And you can't be frustrated with anybody but yourselves at this point, Chris. Well, that's exactly right. It will be first and 10, no doubt, obviously, for Mascoutah. But, man, now they are even deeper down the field, about the 45-yard line. Still in their own territory. With 39 6 left to go on this fourth quarter clock. 7-0 your score, Mascoutah on top. Rams hoping to keep it that way as they go in the locker room. Second chance on a halftime show will be coming your way here shortly. We'll see what Mascoutah can accomplish with a man in motion. That is Colin Rams. There'll be a quick pass near side to Underwood, and he will throw up ahead to Rams, who's wide open the 20. 15-10-5 touchdown. But here's my question for you. Where was the footing of Underwood whenever he. I thought it was a pass myself. As it is, it will go as a 55-yard touchdown pass and a touchdown. And again, I mean, I'll say here from my vantage point, it looked like a pass was made here, not a lateral. And unfortunately, the referee saw it as a pass. Mount Vernon's defense was caught. Touchdown, Mascoutah. Wow, and that's the way the cookie's going to crumble here tonight. 13-0, 28.8 seconds to go. You're left speechless on one like that because you think for sure they're going to see what that was. And maybe we just didn't see it correctly. 28.8 seconds to go here. 13-0. On to the point after. It's the kicker, Chris Boyce, for the Indians. Sharon Underwood to Vernon Rams, about a 55-yard touchdown pass. And the point after is blocked by the Rams. It'll be 13-0. And that hurts because your fourth turnover, two of your four turnovers have come with two touchdowns. And you're lucky to be down 13. It could be a lot worse. No kidding. Well, retirement is years 4 months away. Open a retirement account to fit your lifestyle perfectly. Banjo Bank, thank you with local style, member FDIC. I was just thinking about the sweat and humidity, Danny, and I'm thinking, you know what, we gave Centralia when we're outside, and it's cool and possibly raining. I'll be wishing for the heat. Yeah, 4 turnovers. Mount Vernon's down 13-0. So I'll tell you what, at this point, if you want to get the kickoff more than likely, probably down it and get to the locker room and adjust. Because at this point, Mount Vernon, again, number one, lucky to be down 13-0. Number two, just not played very well here at all here in this first 24 minutes of this game. So the Rams send out the guys to try to retrieve the kickoff. Wondering what went wrong on that one. Down 13-0, 28.8 seconds to go. Let's see who this personnel is. Toby Marshall on the near side. He'll back up to about the 13. Boyce is on the kick from the scooter with Lydell back to receive. Far side is about the 10. With Derek Hunter, the deep man. Boyce is ready to go. Especially the man to his right. He's ready to go too. Gotta wonder about it. And here we go. 28.8 seconds. It'll be on the ground. This is what the Rams prepared for yesterday. Having trouble with it. Dominique Gardner comes away with it. He's going to try to make something happen using that body to juke, jive, and or whale. Goes up the right side. Got back to about the 34-yard line. It'll be 30-10. Thing is, you run a lot of time on the clock doing that. Yep, run a lot of time doing that. And fortunately for the Rams, you're looking at possibly down in the football and getting to halftime and get things changed, adjust, and get ready for that second half, that first possession, because it will be key as far as what will happen in the second half of this game. 21.3 seconds left to go here in the first half. Rams down 13-0. Certainly not the situation they expected to be in here at this point. We'll definitely have Bradford coming up left side split right Badger. Still the same double wing set here for the Rams. Well, maybe we might see an empty backfield with some deep bombs, but why risk another interception? It'll be a handoff to Strickland. He is stopped in the backfield, brought down for a loss about the 30. Going to be second and 12 for the Rams on the loss of 2. I was expecting the Rams to stop the clock, and they're not. They're going to go in at halftime. I don't think I can blame them at this point. So Second Chance Auto halftime show coming your way with your Heartland Accounting halftime stats. Also, a Tony Wilkes scoreboard update coming your way. We've reached the half. The Mascoutah Indians 13. The Mount Vernon Rams, nothing. This is Rams football on WMIX.
Do you know what your mortgage rate is? You probably know what your monthly payment is, but your interest rate can make a big difference. With a lower interest rate, I may be able to help lower your monthly payment. Stop by People's National Bank today and ask to see me, Joy Schrader, mortgage specialist, about refinancing your current loan. People's National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I'm just not making enough money to support my family. People at work keep talking about layoffs and even more downsizing. I'm not sure what to do.
You've talked for years about going back to school. Maybe now's the time.
I can't afford college, and who has the time anyway?
Have you ever checked out Rend Lake College? It's about a quarter of the cost of the big universities. It's close, and they've got more than 100 programs to choose from. You can pick your field, from nursing to computers. Who wouldn't be happier, making more money and doing something they actually enjoy?
That would be awesome, that's for sure. But how can I pay for it? And won't I be the oldest guy in class?
Financial aid is out there. You can apply for student loans, or maybe you'll qualify for a scholarship or a grant. And the average student age at Rend Lake College is about 32. Come on, you got any more excuses? Because I can go on.
No, bro. Pass me my phone.
Get started on your new career now with over 100 degree and certificate programs to choose from. Call 618-437-5321 or visit rlc.edu. Rend Lake College. It's time.
If you or a loved one experience chest discomfort, pain, heaviness, shortness of breath, we at Good Samaritan Regional Health Center want you to know that every second counts.
I'm Freddy Shamsham. I'm an interventional cardiologist and a vascular medicine specialist. The American Heart Association guidelines recommend that the door to balloon should be at no more than 90 minutes. Here at Good Sam, we have averaged 69 minutes. We have a 24-hour, 7 days a week experienced staff on call, including a intervention cardiologist who are ready to respond to any emergency that presents.
Every second lost is precious heart muscle at risk. You have a first-class heart center right in your own backyard, where patients have access to the most advanced treatment available. For more information about our physicians and heart services, call toll-free 1-888-257-6098. Good Samaritan Regional Health Center, close to your heart, close to home.
Yes, you can. You can get a car for your teenager today at Second Chance Auto in Mount Vernon. Second Chance Auto has a terrific selection of good, clean, dependable vehicles, perfect for your teen to drive to school, from economical models to trucks and SUVs. Second Chance Auto has just what you're looking for. They're family-owned and operated, and they've been helping families like yours for over 32 years. Yes, you can get the best for your son or daughter. Call 244-4582 and get pre-approved right over the phone, or stop in at Highway 142 East in Mount Vernon. Yes, you can at Second Chance Auto. This is Mount Vernon Rams football on WMIX. The Second Chance Auto halftime show starts now.
And welcome back, J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. Second Chance Auto halftime show. Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski alongside. 13-0. Mascoutah on top here at the break. We've hit the top of the hour. We'll pause for station identification. This is Rams Radio.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football on AM 940 WMIX Mount Vernon, with video streaming on mywithersradio.com, a free service from Withers Broadcasting.
And here we are, J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. Get the car you want today at Second Chance Auto. Second Chance has the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles priced for $10,000 in one location. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Proud Rams and Lady Rams supporters. Danny Czerwinski alongside. We'll have his thoughts and his halftime stats brought to you by Heartland Accounting coming up a little bit later on in this halftime show. But the difference today, I think, has been turnovers. The Rams have plenty. The Indians have plenty. And Danny, we'll get to the scores here a little bit later. Do we have stats, or do we want to get to that a little bit later?
Stats goes right now. First downs, Mount Vernon has 7. Mascoutah had 9. Your turnovers, Mount Vernon with 4. Mascoutah with 3. Mount Vernon has 2 penalties for 20 yards. Mascoutah has yet to be flagged. Rushing department, Mount Vernon 92 yards. Mascoutah's 106. Mount Vernon has 32 yards passing. Mascoutah's 87. So your total yardage is Mount Vernon 124, Mascoutah 193. Your rushing leaders, Blake Strickland, 12 carries, 57 yards. For Mount Vernon, Trayvon Williams has 16 carries, 62 yards for the Indians. Your passing leaders, Clayton Reeves, 1 of 4 for 22 yards, 2 of 4 for 22 yards. He has 3 interceptions. Zach Lindsey, 4 of 6, 32 yards for Mascoutah. Blake Strickland has 2 catches, 22 yards. And Colin Rentz, a touchdown pass of 55 yards, leads the receiving for Mascoutah. In the first half, the Indians lead 13-0. Get started right and let Heartland Accounting help make your business a success. Heartland Accounting, 3300 Broadway, Suite 2B. Your small business expert. Those were your Heartland Accounting stats here on the Second Chance Auto halftime show. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll try to get you a comprehensive State Farm scoreboard update. This is Rams football presented by Banterra Bank.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Lately, we've been told that coming into Community First Bank is like stepping into a bank 20 years ago. Well, some of our larger competitors would probably be concerned. However, at Community First Bank, we are convinced that that may be the ultimate compliment. We believe service matters, and we all know service is delivered by people who care. Stop in and experience banking service like you remember. Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC.
What's the best wedding advice we got?
Oh, buying a renter's policy through Shelter Insurance that my dad suggested.
Yeah, it covers all our stuff. Furniture, clothes, computers, TV.
Even my wedding ring.
Yeah.
And it helps protect us from liability losses that could run hundreds of thousands of dollars.
All for about $12 a month.
Yeah. Dad's sure gotten smarter as I've gotten older.
I'm Alan Wiggers. For a free insurance review, see me at 206 South 9th Street. Go Rams.
This is Rams football on WMIX, powered by Banterra Bank.
And welcome back. Second Chance Auto Halftime Show. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside here on WMIX with video and audio online at mywithersradio.com. Get bank rate financing at Second Chance Auto with the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles priced under $10,000 and bank rate financing for everyone. You get the car you want today. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. 13-0 is the score here at the half. The Mascoutah Indians on top after a turnover late in the first half. I'm going to turn things over if he's ready, Danny Czerwinski, for a scoreboard update.
Scoreboard update is South 7 scores. Aaron leads Carbondale 14-7 in the second quarter. Centralia leads Bassalto 22-16. That's midway through the second quarter. Highland led Marion at the end of 14-7. Carmi in the second quarter leads Johnson City 14-0. Jeff Lana reporting that Johnson City has 2 turnovers, which has led to the 2 scores for Carmi in that one. Also, in the Black Diamond, El Dorado leads CCR 20-7 at halftime. At the end of the first quarter, Fairfield leads Alvarado Trico 16-6. Benton now leads Florida at the half 35-0. Harrisburg leads DuPoint at the half 13-7. At the end of the first quarter, AJ leads Murfreesboro 8-0. In the second quarter, Pinckneyville leads West Frankfort 7-0. And at the half, Nashville and Mater Dei are tied at 7.
Looks like we have an update on Aaron Carbondale, with Aaron up 21-7 according to our mutual source, who I texted to make sure that everything was going okay from our end. He says up 21-7, the Aaron Tigers over the Carbondale Terriers. So that scoreboard update brought to you by Tony Wilt of State Farm Insurance. Of course, you can find him online at TonyWilt.com or in person. Stop by his office, North 42nd Street and South Water Tower Place here in, South 42nd Street and South Water Tower Place here in Mount Vernon. If you see his red Jeep in the parking lot, just stop in. He would love to meet with you. So walk in, call in, or click in like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. We'll have more conjecture on what the Rams need to do in the second half when we return. We'll take a quick break. This is the Second Chance Auto Halftime Show on WMIX.
More Americans are on the move today than ever before. One of the most popular modes of transportation is the motorcycle. Motorcycles take us to our jobs, school, to the beach, and all around the country. If you're a bike rider, your Pekin Insurance Agency, Page Insurance on Crownview in Mount Vernon, wants to make sure you have the best insurance protection while you're riding. Ask about the money-saving auto cycle discount and the experienced driver discount, too. Call Page Insurance at 242-7000 today about motorcycle insurance from Pekin Insurance.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit services. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Back to the 94 Sports Mobile Studios on WMIX.
And welcome back to Mount Vernon Rams football Second Chance Auto Halftime Show. We have about 6 minutes left. You know we'll get the obligatory 3 for a warm-up and maybe some extra time for water here. This is your Second Chance Auto Halftime Show. Bank rate financing and the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles priced under $10,000. What's not to love about Second Chance Auto? It's the car you want today. It's Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Proud supporters, of course, of the Mount Vernon Rams. Danny Czerwinski joins me alongside. I'm Chris Hugo here at the half. We have Reese Barnfield and Jesse Clark back at the studio. Our cameraman tonight is Avery Barton, who, if you're watching on mywithersradio.com, he's kind of stepped in front of the camera. And you can get a glimpse of him now walking back up in his nice WMIX t-shirt. With that aside, Danny, down 13-0 at the half. Let's scoot on top by a couple of touchdowns. Not quite what the Mount Vernon Rams envisioned they'd be at this point of the ballgame.
No, and it looks to me like Mount Vernon did not come out with the same intensity that Mascoutah did in that first half. I think Mascoutah jumped on Mount Vernon, jumped them early and often, and forced turnovers. And the problem was Mount Vernon has 4 of them. Mascoutah has 3 for 7. That'll give you fits as well. And then
again, it's a matter, I think Mount Vernon was not ready to play. They weren't intensity-wise ready to go. And Mascoutah came over here 0-1, ready to prove something over here at the bigger school. Exactly. Mascoutah leads this one here, 13-0. And as we took a look earlier at some of the scores from around the region, we'll keep you up to date on those on Twitter as well. I think you just sent in a Twitter update. I sent in a Facebook update of all the scores. Next, we did have a couple folks chime in, and if you could have a choice between Twitter or Facebook, which would you rather have? And they said Facebook, and we said we'll give you both as best we can whenever we can. So our scoreboard updates, take us to the social media. You can check them out as they become available. So some surprised, some not. I'm surprised by the 13-0 results here, but that unofficial 21-7 score here in Carmel, I'm not surprised by that, but I'm kind of surprised by that. I'm really not. I think Heron's a team that's going to be pretty good. They should win the River-to-River Ohio division. They should be in the playoffs before they make a deep run. And, I'm very impressed with Jason Carnes and his staff do down at Heron. Well, they do a good job, and hopefully that might be somebody we may look into catching up with tomorrow on the Saturday Sports Show. 8:08 until 10 o'clock here on WMIX AM 940 and online at mywithersradio.com. Our guest already will be Jared Shaner of your Mount Vernon Ranch to talk about the end result of this one on what we hope will be a come-from-behind victory here over Mascoutah, down 13-0 at the break. We'll talk to John Shadowins tomorrow, the Central Blair Waltonville Woodlawn Red Devils, as they lead Chester 8-6. And then we'll also talk to Mike McManus. We haven't had Leo on the program in a while. So we'll talk to Mike McManus, get his thoughts on the Orphans, looking to go 2-0 on the season. They have at home Civic Memorial tonight. They're leading last check. And so we'll try to get some more guests. We'll try to surprise you tomorrow with some unexpected appearances from some head coaches from around the area. About 3 to go before the teams come out the field. We'll have another 3 in the obligatory warm-up. Really nothing else sticks out there. I'm somewhat surprised. I figured they'd be tied at the break down there in Carmine against Johnson City, but 14-0. I'm really not surprised because Johnson City's supposed to be good. I know we all joke with Dan Mings about maybe going 9-0 or what have you, 8-1, 7-2. But you look at those Carmine White County Bulldogs, Kurt Simon, and that is probably one of the smarter coaches overall in that conference. Not that any of them aren't smart, but just there's something about Kurt Simon that the Carmine White County Bulldogs show off at any time. Yeah, and the thing about it is you're playing at Carmine. That's a tough place to go play. And Johnson City's coming off a big high, obviously, with a win against Central Blair Waltonville Woodlawn last week at home, and what's been kind of a rivalry between Central Blair and Johnson City for so many years. So you get to a point where you make that trip down. We're seeing it here tonight. Mount Vernon was very ready to go last week against St. Louis Miller Career Academy and have come out here, my opinion, kind of flat and have not looked the same as they had last week in that first game. And the Rams right now down 13-0. Hopefully this time in the locker room will change some things up, shake some things up. Maybe being down 13-0 might wake them up, but you look at the teams coming on the field, Mascoutah hops out, looks like they've got a little swagger about them, and it looks like Mount Vernon's kind of walking out of the locker room again. It's hot for both teams. It's humid for both teams. You got to come out and play football, and that's what Mount Vernon will have to do in this last 24 minutes if they want to come back and win this game. I think it's just the case of a team that's absolutely befuddled. Even though they lost last week, they came off the field pretty high, knowing what they just went toe-to-toe with and only losing by 4 with a chance to win. And so you expect to automatically roll over a team that went 1-8 a year ago, but not every team's going to go 1-8 every single year. And I think that's kind of the shock here. This is a team that's 2 years removed from the postseason. That 1-8 last year, they defeated Salem in Week 9 to get to that 1-8. So I think the guys are a little shell-shocked. And they're shell-shocked. And again, it's high school football. You still have to come out. You still have to play. You still have to get out here and do it between the lines. And I don't know if it's the case of, we played close to Miller Career Academy. The Rams did, so they thought, this game will be an easy one. If that was the case, they have been woke up and have been sorely mistaken by the effort of the Indians. You got to credit Mascoutah. They got shut out at home, pretty well dominated by a smaller Greece Central school last Friday night to make the bus drive over on 64 and to come over here and really dominate the first half, even with their 3 turnovers. They got to be happy with their issue. What they're doing, spreading the field, getting the ball to their athletes in open space, and Mount Vernon's struggling to keep up with them. Well, and Breeze Central isn't exactly your 0-9 program every year either. I mean, even though for their size, they're still one of the cream of the crop programs in Southern Illinois with regard to being competitive every year. So, you take all these things into consideration. I think a lot of us are blinded by how good these Mascoutah Indians may or may not be coming in. Lest we forget, they're not that far removed from the semifinal appearance in 2006. Still a coaching change since then, and These Indians appear to be playing pretty well tonight. Scott Batt is certainly getting the best out of his team here at J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. Second Chance Auto Halftime Show reminds you to get bank rate financing at Second Chance with the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles priced under $10,000 and bank rate financing available for everyone. You can get the car you want today at Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East here in Mount Vernon. Danny Czerwinski is alongside. I'm Chris Hugo. Updating the social media we are, trying to get you some updates from around the area. Follow us on Twitter at 94 Sports, or you can like us on Facebook, WMIX Sports. You can search that. You can search 94 Sports. Both of them should come up to our Facebook page. 13-0 is the score here at the half, as the Rams are playing a little bit of turnover versus turnover here against these Mascoutah Indians. That's been part of it, Danny. Just that passing game. Clayton Reeves doing what he can, but his passing game's been somewhat non-existent.
Yeah, non-existent, and unfortunately for Mount Vernon, it's not helped them very much. And it's stalled out drives and different things. We talked about, Mascoutah having opportunities. They had 2 drives stopped by turnovers deep in Mount Vernon territory. It could be worse than 13-0. To me, 13-0 is a victory at this point.
It certainly is. And you look at the points off the turnovers, as you're alluding to, and you look at what the Rams are capable of, and it's certainly a shock. But it's not like you're playing a small Mascoutah team. They're actually fairly sizable. As you look at the kids, that are, look at them. They're physical. They're big, but they're not fat. They're very lean, very muscular, very athletic for a Mascoutah ball club. And though they were picked last in the Mississippi Valley, you wonder what they might be able to do to some of the teams on their schedule down the rest of the way.
Yeah, and again, if they're going to play this well, then it's a matter of, hey, we're going to have an issue where Mascoutah's going to be able to have an opportunity to do some things. You look at them going to Althoff next week, probably be an underdog there as well. But then you play Highland, you got Bassalto, you got Triad, probably an underdog, Jerseyville. Waterloo. They got some winnable games. If they come out like this and play like that in the first half, this is a Mascoutah team that could definitely improve on last year's record.
And if there is a silver lining to all of this, it is the fact that the Rams will get the ball to start the second half after kicking off to open up the contest. So there's a silver lining maybe in that, down 13-0 as they will start this second half. The Rams are ready to go. It's the Indians are kind of, with 30 seconds left on the clock, kind of taking their time to get back out on the field. And who can blame them?
I know I can't. Yeah, when you're getting beat like this, you don't want to get back out there, but you got to force yourself back out there knowing if you go 0-2, not been many teams over the past 15 years go 0-2 and get in the playoffs.
But conversely, you've grown up in a town where you've done it twice.
Right, so I guess but you don't want to have to use those odds to your advantage at any time.
Not at all. On the kick for Mascoutah to start the second half. They go left to right. The Rams will go right to left. Here you look at your radio. We're about ready to go. Near side will be Jacoby Marshall. Far side will be Jaron Lydell. And, of course, the deep man will be Derek Hunter down central. Chris Boyce will kick for Mascoutah, as aforementioned, and here we go. It's Pierce right down the middle. There to get it is old number 10, Derek Hunter, looking to go right up the gut, stays on his feet somehow to lose the football. It's recovered about the 38. Looked like a black jersey got on it, and if so, that is a huge break because the Rams were trying to do some fancy stuff, and that's what caused him the fumble.
Well, he got hit up high first and got hit down low, and the body was contorted in different ways, and that's usually when fumbles occur. Fortunately for the Rams, they were able to jump on at their own 34-yard line.
9 seconds off the clock on that return. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams from their own 38-yard line. And we'll see if this second half is basically second verse same as the first, or if something new is going to be had here in quarter number 3. Chris Hugo, Danny Czerwinski alongside on WMIX. We're about an hour and 25 minutes into the ball game, an hour and 40 minutes into the broadcast. 13-0 your score. Mascoutah on top. The empty backfield here for the Rams. It's going to be a handoff to Strick. Strick's going to make it between the hashes right up past midfield down to the 49. It'll be a gain of about 13 for Blake Strickland. And the Rams move the chain. Good to see. They need that.
Yeah, they need that. They need to get something going here. A quick strike touchdown here to start would be wonderful if you're Mount Vernon to get back into this one because they've got a lot of making up to do.
And they certainly do. There is no doubt about that. Don't support the other team. Go green with Banzera's online bill pay and online statements. Banzera Bank. Thank you. With local style. And here we go.
Some description of other games in the area are just something you just have to read off the air.
I already know where it's coming from. I can already guess. And it'll be Jaron Lydell in an end around midfield. Shook a tackler, hurdled over another guy, saw that's the 45 down to the 43. Doesn't look like he's feeling too good.
Well, the problem there with Jaron Lydell is he's coming from the right side of the field to the left side of the field. The thing he's got to do before he gets in the traffic is get that ball off his right arm into his left arm, run up the sideline on the left side.
Eager McEagerton, as the Rams have, that should be second and 3 from the 43-yard line. So 10:50 to play here in the third quarter, down 13-0. Rams looking to mount somewhat of a comeback here on the opening drive of this third quarter. Double wing set here. They're going to bring Badger down on the line left side with Mr. Bradford's foot. It's going to be a handoff. They're going to try to divert by sending the man in motion. Lydell, late hit after the play, I thought. But Strick looks to get near first down yardage, crossing over the 40 down to about the 39.
Yep. And you can say within your running game, you're only down 2 touchdowns. It is early, but you're down. You can still run the football here early in the third quarter and stay within your game plan if you'd like.
It'll be third short here for the Rams. Ball on the 39-yard line in the Mascoutah territory as we'll roll below the 10-20 mark of this third quarter. We're glad to have you with us on WMIX and online at mywithersradio.com. Audio and video for your listening/watching pleasure.
Better take these 2 papers before I lose them.
I know where you're coming from.
Yep.
You have all you need. Your little miniature office over there. One back in the backfield. One in each slot, and we'll have split left and right. The same personnel, just a different set here. It's going to be a quarterback keeper for Clayton Reeves, it appears. And got plenty of yardage on that, I thought. So that's the 39, takes it to about the 34, gain of about 5 for the quarterback Reeves. Would be first and 10 for the Rams.
Yep. Second first down of this drive would start at the Rams 34-yard line to start this second quarter.
And typical class of 2001 fashion, everybody's leaving early into the third.
Well, there's places to go and people to see, and
well, they're back home and
fill the blanks.
We've all been out of high school for 10 years. It kind of makes you feel a little advanced in age, long in the tooth.
Marion has stat of the night. Marion has 5 kickoffs tonight. They have 5 touchbacks. So you do not run the ball back on Marion, obviously, after they score a touchdown or a field goal.
I see. 13-0 your score, and the play clock will strike 0. It'll be a delay of game.
Third penalty on Mount Vernon, actually. Yep, delay of game. I was waiting for the official. Third penalty for 25 yards for the Rams, and goes from first and 10 to first and 15.
Unfathomable that with play clock that happens. But it does, and that'll move the Rams back 5. It'll be first and 15, as you said. 9:33 to play here in the third quarter. Community First Bank of the Heartland player of the game. Who is it going to be? We have a number of contenders here tonight for the Rams. We'll say more about Tom first coming up after the first and 15 from the 39-yard line in the Mascoutah territory. Rams looking to make something happen. Double wing set, man in motion. It'll be Jaron Lydell. There's already a flag on the play. Lydell's going to have to reverse. Looks like I thought it might have been against Mascoutah.
Well,
we'll see here.
If it would have been against Mascoutah, they'd have blown the play dead, I would believe. I believe it's going to be 2 men in motion on Mount Vernon.
Okay, I thought it came after the play in order to be gone. But
yep. That'll be a loss.
That'll be 5 more back. Not good.
Actually, more than that, from where the line of scrimmage was, it's going to be a loss of 7.
And at this time, you kind of ill afford these penalties. Well, down 13 as it is.
Yeah, well, you've already had turnovers, and now you're including penalties. 4 penalties, 2 here on this drive. A 7-yard loss there based on the line of scrimmage and where the flag was thrown. You can't afford those right now if you're Mount Vernon down trying to come back down by 13 points.
And Community First Bank with more Jefferson County locations than anyone else. Locally owned with decisions made here. Proud supporters of Mount Vernon Rams and Jefferson County locations of Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, and Ina. 9:08 mark of the third. Here we go. Reed back to pass right through the hands of the intended receiver. Looks like it might have been intercepted or trapped by Robert Pearson.
That pass, if it hadn't been picked off, wouldn't have been Reed's intentionally fault. That ball was off the hands of the receivers in traffic. The receiver took a hit going over the middle, heard footsteps, took a big lick. Ball bounced off his hands, and luckily Mascoutah wasn't able to handle it for the interception, and now it's third forever.
Of course, Lydell tried to come away with it there and just kind of tipped it up, but Pearson nearly had an interception, but it was trapped. 9:02 to play here, third quarter, third 19 for the Rams. Ball on the Mascoutah 43. We'll have just the lone tailback, then 3 to the left. Split right as Badger. He'll back up. So false start. Here it comes. It'll be Lydell on the near side. He's pushed down from behind at about the 40. That's a gain of 3, and it'll be 4th and 16. Need a little bit more yardage, I'm afraid, if you're going to try to go for a field goal, even with the long legs off the bench.
Yeah, you're not going to get a field goal here. It'd be about a 57-yard variety. And 4th and 15, a long 16 actually. It does not look good. You're going to have to maybe quick kick it to get it down there and try to take a chance of pinning the Mascoutah deep or something along those lines. Because if the Mount Vernon would go for it here, I'd be shocked.
Prepare to be electrified. Shocked you are. 4th and 16 from the Mascoutah 40. Rams going for it. Split left and right, double wing stack. And it'll be Reeves looking for a slant pass off of the hands of Pat Bradford. That'll be a turnover on down. 1st and 10 from their own 40 for the Indians.
And that'll be the 5th turnover to the Rams on the night. And with 8:13 to go here, as Mount Vernon can't get anything going at all, much to the chagrin of the big fans dressed orange and black in front of us, the big size crowd. And it's unfortunate indeed, but we'll see what the Rams come up with here defensively against Mascoutah. Control had a little bit more spot time that time. They moved the chains a couple times, but all for naught ended up stalling in Mascoutah territory. But you know, you have those penalties, and that's going to come back to haunt you each and every time. 1st and 10 to the Indians at their own 40. At the 8:13 mark of this third quarter. Let's see what we get. It'll be Zach Lindsey under center. And it'll go to Williams. Williams goes left off tackle, looking to get past his man. Can't, brought down to just shy of the 45 and 44. It'll be 2nd and 6 here. Now, what you're seeing now out of Mount Vernon is the fact that you've seen a defense starting to show some fatigue. Guys heads down on their pads. You're seeing a Mascoutah team kind of sensing the blood in the water at this point. They're starting to get the line of scrimmage, calling plays a little bit quicker. And Mount Vernon's defense, tired, fatigued, flat-footed, they're going to catch the Rams here. And at this point, if you're Mount Vernon, mentally tough is just important to be physical in this case.
Exactly. Down 13-0. Mascoutah with the lead and the football out of the shotgun. It's a quick halfback handoff to Williams. Going to break towards the near side. Got to the hash after he crossed midfield down at about the 46. And that'll be a gain of about 10 to bring up 1st and 10 here for the Indians. 7:28 mark. Kind of curious as to what's going on in your neck of the woods down in Franklin County. Your friends.
Which friends?
The old Pride of Pickneyville.
They are winning 7-0 at the half.
That's what I was kind of curious about to see how the moving it back will play into things. Well, Frankfurt team coached by Brian Beery now trying to get better. Had some struggling years over the past few. We'll see what happens there. 13-0 here on 1st and 10. 0-47. It is a handoff. Surprise, surprise. Looks like they went quarterback keeper to Zach Lindsey, and Lindsey got about 7 to bring up 2nd and 3. The ball will rest on the 39.
You need to stop, Chris. You need to stop for a turnover at this point. You're down 2 touchdowns, 6:53 to go in the third quarter. That clock's moving very quickly against you, and unless you can make a spectacular play or get something going your way, and Mascoutah drives down, if they score, it's a big uphill climb. You need something fantastic here to happen on defense.
That happen in a hurry. Under center, Zach Lindsey. Nobody split either side. Going to keep them all in the full house backfield. Now, breaking away is Underwood. Near sideline. Got it at about the 30. Took it out of bounds at about the 28. That'll be a gain of 11 on the reception. 1st and 10 as the chains move again. They're starting to get threatened to get in the red zone here for 6:29 mark of the third quarter. Already up 13.
And it's a matter of Mount Vernon's pass defense has been non-existent here tonight. People's gotten loose in the secondary. Nobody around and against this pass. That's Mascoutah. And they're getting easy yardage.
Let's see what this penalty is going to be. It's going to go back, I think, a little bit.
Eligible man downfield.
Interesting.
So, that will help. That'll be from the line of scrimmage. That will help. Yeah, a 5-yard walk-off, and it is. First penalty of the night against Mascoutah.
And that'll negate what just went down. It'll be 2nd and about 7 here. From the 44-yard line in Rams territory, the Indians looking to threaten. Up 13-0 here in the third quarter, 6:29 to play. And Lindsey will work out of the shotgun. Surprise, surprise. Split left and right. Looking for a handoff on the halfback to Williams. Trying to come up the near side. Stopped by Lydell, shy of the 40. Pushed out of bounds at about the 41. Gain of 3 makes third score. Yikes. Yikes. Williams is very impressive in the sense of he is so smooth that he makes you just want to stop and watch. Yep, but he runs so much side to side that if he makes more effort to run forward, I really think he'd have even more yards, even though he already has the top. Of course, that's just simple concept. Looks like we have a cramp down there on the sideline, which means a water break. Here at the 6:10 mark of the third quarter. We're glad to have you with us on WMIX. Past the bottom of the hour, we'll pause for station identification. This is Rams Radio.
The best Rams broadcast coverage is right here. AM 940 WMIX Mount Vernon and worldwide at mywithersradio.com. A free service from Withers Broadcasting.
There you have it. Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski here on WMIX. Video streaming worldwide at mywithersradio.com. Stunning, stunning high definition. Or as the kids say in internet lingo, high quality. HQ, I believe.
And another water break. It's one of those deals, you know. Got to have it. You got to have it going on. This heat and humidity get these players at least a break. Water.
There's plenty of water up here. At least I did. I see you're going with the diet green tea.
Yes.
How's that treat you? Is that the citrus kind?
That is the regular old Lipton diet green tea. Citrus. Yep.
That's
the staple of my drinking day. And unfortunately, for the Rams, they need something to help them out and help them along here in this game. They are up against the wall right now, even during this water break.
Former Ram basketballer Cameron Sucker making his appearance here tonight. 13-0 your score. The Mascoutah's on top. Here's 6:10 to play in the third. Good, what a game we've had. A frustrating one is that. Out of the shotgun from Mascoutah, Zach Lindsay will continue to work. To the right, he is Sharon Underwood. And the slot on their side looks like Tyler McNair. And then one on the left. It'll be a handoff to Williams. Look at him cut through the middle right there between the hashes. He still looks shy of his first down on a gain of 3. It'll go to the 38, it looks like. We'll see where they spot the ball to let you know which down it's going to be.
4th and about 2. And you know they're going to go for it. They haven't been stopped on 4th down tonight.
All right, and why would you stop going for it?
You have to go for it.
I like what you're thinking. We'll see what they do here.
You know, some stats that come in again are not readable over the air. But we appreciate those texts coming in, letting us know about tidbit scores and otherwise. If you want tidbit scores or otherwise, go to our Facebook site and or Twitter account.
13-0 the score. And this will be a handoff, which it looks like Mascoutah may have gotten it, but with Lindsay, that John dialed his own number, and he got it. 3 yards.
And it seems when Mascoutah gets in a tight spot, a lot of times on short yardage, Mr. Lindsay keeps that ball himself and takes it, goes up behind the line, and gets another first down. That is the 11th for the Indians here in this ball game.
That moves the chains here. 5:13 to go here in the third. The Rams defense just keeps getting pushed back a little bit further each and every time. It'll be a delayed handoff instead of pass roll out to Williams. Breaks up the hash. It doesn't get much after the reception. Past the line of scrimmage anyway. It'll be 2nd and 8 on a gain of 2.
Well, Mr. Williams does everything. He's got 20 carries tonight, 2 passes for catches here tonight. He does it all. He's going to be one tired young man on that bus back to Mascoutah tonight.
Oh, there is no doubt about that. Wow. Randolph County, it's not going well down there.
No. As expected.
The Benton Rangers look to improve to 2-0 with a continuous clock. 4:29 to go here in the third quarter. Down 13-0 on the Rams, and it's going to be a handoff, surprise, coming up the right side to Williams. Gain of about 5 should bring up 3rd and 2 as the clock will drop below the 4-minute mark here in the third quarter.
Well, right now, Mascoutah's running downhill against a fatigued and tired Mount Vernon defense. That is for sure. They have been on the field a lot tonight.
3rd and 1. 3rd short here for the Indians. As Lindsay will work under center. Willie goes on number this time. Also has Lemuel in the backfield behind him. And Lemuel will push him across. And Lindsay's looking to make a break. Nearly pulled down. Broke the tackle. Gets to the 15. Between the hashes. To gain a 12 on the QB keeper.
Yeah. And they are starting to push the ball wherever they want to, however they want to, whenever they want to.
Wow. Zach Lindsay just dials his own number at the right time. And sometimes it's how the cookie crumbles. 3:30 to play here in the third quarter. 13-0 your score. Zach Lindsay returns to under center, full house backfield, and you'll hand off to Williams. Off tackle left side, looking to make a break for the end zone. 10-5 touchdown. 14-yard touchdown run by Trayvon Williams, and that's what 6 more on the board here for the Indians. Pretty easily. Ran up the middle, and there wasn't a lot of black jerseys to provide resistance on that 13-yard touchdown run by Trayvon Williams, his first of the game, and he has been the workhorse for Mascoutah here tonight. And a big puff of air just went out here from the Mount Vernon sideline. Well, a collective sigh, I think, from the Ram faithful here at J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. On the kick will be Chris Voigt for the Indians, looking to take a 20-0 lead here over the Rams. Water break, timeout, timeout. Interesting. So the Mascoutah burns the timeout here. This timeout is presented by Ford Square and King City Chrysler of Mount Vernon. You can count on us. King City Chrysler Center has the all-new Dodge Durango with its best-in-class power, towing, and driving range. Check it out at King City Chrysler Center. We're the best ever rest. 1603 Broadway in Mount Vernon. 3:19 remains here in the third quarter. Rams trail 19-0. Looking to add the extra point on the Mascoutah Indians here to make it 20-0. And you hate to be a broken record, Danny, but it's just one of those where the Rams don't seem to have it tonight against this Indian club.
No, they don't have it, and they don't have a lot going on. And it's one of those deals where when Mount Vernon came out in the first half, it's a deal where Mount Vernon came out flat, and Mascoutah took it to Mount Vernon early. As we bring you this coverage and stunning high quality on MyWithersRadio.com. We hope you're enjoying it here tonight. Late in the third quarter, 3:19 to play. We're awaiting the point after attempt. Instead, they're going to go for 2 to try to make it 21-0. It's coming near side, shy the end zone, McNair, and that will be a nice stop there by the secondary of the Rams. We'll have a bit of trash talk back and forth, Jaron Lydell and Mr. McNair. That's how that one's going to end as they break it up. 19-0 to score, and the Rams may have gotten a bit of a break there. Well, that was a break, but a small but victory in a big battle going on here. And Alberta finds themselves down 19-0 late in the third.
So we'll await the kickoff here. I think they were doing the water breaks after every score. And that's what they're going to do here. Rams football is presented by Bandera Bank, the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams. If you missed getting to the bank during the half, don't worry. Banking with fans is Bandera's cell phone banking. Bandera Bank, banking with local style. Glad to have them aboard for another season of Rams athletics here on WMIX. Some games with high definition video streaming, some not. Like when we go to Centralia, we'll be unable to bring you a video stream from the campus of Centralia High School due to regulations. We'll have 8 of 9 regular season Rams football games. We'll stream some volleyball games. Every game will be streamed, however, online with audio at mywithersradio.com/WMIX.
Here's another score of interest. Charleston leads Effingham 20-6 in the third quarter.
That's very interesting.
That is.
Our Friday night affair may not be looking too good.
We may have to find something else to do.
Tony will bring you the scoreboard updates like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. We'll talk more about Anthony after the kickoff. Rams trailing 19-0 here in the third with 3:19 to go. Back to receive deep. Derek Hunter. It's a line drive. Dominic Gardner. He'll come right up the middle. Now swinging left side. He's at the 35, runs back to the 34, brought down to the 33. He could have been at the 36, but loses a few yards by trying to do something fancy, and that could cost the Rams. 3:10 to play in the third. They'll take over first and 10. We'll see where the official spot's going to be. And that is not what you want to happen as if you're the Rams. So that just shows the way your season's been going, or your game tonight, rather, has been going thus far.
Yep.
So one official sets it down at the 33. Another one's going to bring it back up to the 35.
Well, got to help the home team out when you're getting the check, even though that doesn't go on. I say that kind of cheap.
We'll see where they go with it from here. First and 10 from their own 35. Rams football. Turnovers plugging them tonight. Double wing set here Nobody split. Reeves under center. Man in motion. Lydell coming near side. Going out to his right, looking for Leonte Badger is Reeves. He's going to have to get rid of it, and he will take it out of bounds for a loss of one. Now, and right now, there's just not much there. This is a much improved Mascoutah team from last week, and it makes you wonder again, and when you talk about it the other way, if St. Louis Miller Career Academy was as good as predicted, when Mount Vernon scored 36 last week and having been shut out almost through 3 quarters, why they play the game. That's the good thing about a promising week 1 when you have week 2 coming right after. So you're right back in the face to reveal what the season really could be. But who knows? Still plenty of time left. 2:56 to go here in the third. Down 19-0. The Rams are ready to make something happen. Reeves under center. Nobody split. And we'll have a timeout burn quickly here as to avoid the delay of game. Who knows when the types of things going down, it's going to be tough to win a ball game. Yeah, you know, with turnovers and penalties and just sloppy play in general, not catching passes, dropping fumbles on the ground, people not being where they're supposed to be, things of that nature going on are going to prevent a team from being successful in football. And the thing about it is you have 9 games to try to get something done, and you have to win at least 5, more likely 6. And when now, if you're staring at 0-2, Mount Vernon has to win 6 out of 7, or at least 5 out of 7 to get in the playoffs. And that's a very difficult thing to do. Has been done down here in the last 15 years, but it doesn't happen very often when you start 0-2. Exactly. 19-0 to score here. 2:56 to play. That timeout, of course, is brought to you by Ford Square. 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon where the best never rest. 2012 Ford Fusion Hybrid can ship at 41 miles per gallon. We have an end-around coming from Jaron Lydell, far to near. He'll be brought down for loss of 31. Loss of 2 makes 3rd and 14. Well, this Mascoutah defense simply knows where Mount Vernon is going. I mean, they are all over the field, tracing and trailing and getting tackles, and boy, you have to be impressed tonight. Well, certainly. 2:42 to play. Third quarter action, and we're starting to, I would say we're getting to the point of speechlessness, but yeah, you almost kind of wonder what could go wrong next. You hate to say that because something worse could obviously happen. But 19-0 to score here, Rams down. Week 2 of the season, what the thought might be a bit of a role reversal. The Rams maybe getting up 19-0. 2:23 to go, split left. At Bradford, split to the right with a couple in the slot. It will be Badger, Lydell, and Melendez. It's a handoff, Dominique Gardner. He tries to shake a couple of tackles, and he'll be brought down back about the 30. Forward progress took him to about the 33. We'll see where they give him. But either way, it's going to be a 4th down. Well, things just aren't going. I mean, and Mascoutah's got everything well scouted, and you're a team like Mount Vernon that doesn't throw the ball very well. You're looking at a matter of trying to run the football. Mascoutah's got that shut down. Now you're going to have to do something to put it in the air or make plays or something along the line. You're starting to get into the desperate stage now. Staring at 0-2 with a very, very good triad team coming in next week. They have a good triad update, or are they still tied at the half? Still tied at the half. They're tied 22 at the half. Could be interesting if they win another one and go 2-0. Back to punt is Bradford. Here it goes. Back to receive is number 7, Underwood. He'll let it bounce out of bounds to 30. It bounces to 25 in between the hashes. And that's where we'll start for the Mascoutah Indians. 1:24 to go in the third quarter. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 25, but they've proven effective at moving the ball, so who's to say their offense won't do it again? That's the thing. And at this point, we sound repetitious. But however, you have to do something. You're down 19-0. You're only going to have 12 minutes. Mount Vernon is not a team that can score quickly. It's not like they're running a spread offense so they can get the ball down the field in 2 or 3 minutes. Mount Vernon needs a turnover and a quick score or a quick strike, and then maybe get back into this ball game. Of course, Rams football brought to you in part by Winning Edge. Winning Edge wants to provide a public service, looking good while you cheer on your team. Don't settle for one design fits all activewear. Winning Edge can personalize almost anything and make you look good at the game. Check out their creation at winningedgeusa.com. And it's 24 to go in the third. Here comes the first play on the new series, and it'll be a handoff, surprise to Williams, off tackle at the near side. Gain of about 3. Your update, Orphans now lead Bassalto 30 to 22 in the third quarter. Interesting. An unexpected source, my 20th one of the evening. Very nice. 20 people at various locations to bring you these scores, brought to you by Tony Will. Now, I have Heron as being up on Carville 28-7. Yes, that's another update. Wow, these updates brought to you by Tony Will. Stronger Insurance. Go ahead.
Marion 34, Highland 21 to third. So things starting to turn around back the way we originally thought after a slow start.
Say more about Tony Will after second and sixth play here. Handoff is fumbled by.
That was an opportunity we've been asking for and talking about.
Is that Lemuel?
Yep. Lemuel Harris.
Lemuel's had some trouble hanging on to the football.
Yes, he has.
So 3rd and 8, and that'll result in a loss of 2 for the Indians. 22nd mark of this third quarter. They want that. I want to play. Let them think about it. That scoreboard update previously brought to you by Tony Will. For all of your insurance and financial service needs, contact your local State Farm agent, Tony Will. You can find him on the web at TonyWill.com or on the corner of 42nd South Water Tower in Mount Smith. If you see his red Jeep in the parking lot, just stop in. He would love to meet with you like a good neighbor. State Farm. It's there. We have reached the end of 3 quarters. The Mascoutah Indians 19, the Mount Vernon Rams nothing. This is Rams football presented by Banterra Bank. Johnson City down 2. Yeah, I know Laredo's got 35-7. Yeah. Of course, we'll be back in a minute. This is Rams football on WMIX.
Sometimes life goes by so quickly we don't stop and reflect on how important friendships are in our lives. At Community First Bank, we believe that creating relationships and friendships helps us in becoming the type of bank you need. Whether you're looking for personal banking needs, needs for your farm operation, or to assist with your business needs, Community First is ready to help you. Stop by and let us help you, just like friends do. Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, and Ina. Welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Jeff Schmidt. You know where to go to see the hard-to-find Chevrolet Equinox. Schmidt Chevrolet Mount Vernon. Equinox has been the Consumer Digest Best Buy for 2 years in a row. It's the most efficient crossover on the road and gets 32 miles per gallon highway. Equinox is a top safety pick, which is important for you and your family. The Equinox is one of the hottest sellers of Schmidt, and we'll find the one that's just right for you. Come see us. Our professional sales staff can't wait to speak to you. Nobody will treat you better than Schmidt Chevrolet Mount Vernon, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois.
Let's go back out to the gridiron on WMIX.
And welcome back to J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. Chris Hugo, Denny Czerwinski alongside. 19-0 is your score. Mascoutah on top as we open up the fourth quarter. They are going right to left now. 3rd and 8 from their own 27, looking to quote-unquote keep it continued. As we are 9 shy of the top of the 9 o'clock hour here in the Central Time Zone. Rams stay with a 4-4 defense. Now the shotgun Lindsey rolls to his right. Coming behind his blind side, and that could be a late hit on the quarterback.
Well, it could have been intentional grounding as well. Nobody was near that pass. We'll play on.
That was a big move by Austin Holmes. Feeling him coming with Zach Lindsey, he won't get it off. It'll be 4th and 8. Again, you might as well do what you've been doing all night. That's your 100% success rate at converting on 4th down.
Well, at this point, though, you're in Mount Vernon territory. I would think if you're Mascoutah, you want to punt that football down there as deep as you can and make Mount Vernon go the full length of the field in this case.
My, oh my, is that what they're finally going to do? Lindsey kind of gets the motors back to the sideline. Now we'll have
if it were me, I would punt this football and make sure that if get a Mount Vernon pin back and make them go the distance length of the field.
They're missing somebody on the line. Now they're ready to go. Back to receive. It'll be Leonte Badger, but he'll let it bounce. Near side one picks it up at the 29. Looking to cut back towards the 35 inside. Now back to the outside. And it'll be a return of about 10 yards for Leonte Badger. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams. They're going to go ahead and give it to him on the 42. Not bad field position here. Now he's got to make something happen.
Yeah, field position's out of the ordinary now. It means nothing unless you use the score.
Finals starting to roll in from other places?
Not quite yet. We're kind of ahead of everybody right now in the grand scheme of things. Not named short games going on.
Oh, just like that, before we can even get a playoff.
Sideline warning given. That'll be a warning.
Well, and maybe it's not to tattle, but that is something they had issues with. They were trying to, during the walkthrough, to get the hang of being behind the sacred white line.
A warning. That's the old sideline warning that I so much like.
So there you have it. Players a little too close. Under center will be Reeves. Not quite the double wing set we're used to. Just one man in the backfield, Dominique Gardner. And it's the handoff, Gardner straight up the middle down to the 45. That's where he'll be stopped by a wall of Indians. It'll be a gain of about 45. It'll be a gain of about 3. Second and 7. Starting to get distracted with all these four things coming at me.
Yeah.
Easy to do. I got to remember to focus on the game in front of me and let you handle that now.
You got to take care of your stuff, and I'll take care of mine. Get you straightened out. How about that?
Works for me. 19-0 is the score here of the game I am now concerned with. Second and 7 for the Rams. Down 19 here in the fourth. Looking to make something happen courtesy of Banterra Bank. Help make your kids' future victory by teaching them the importance of saving today with Banterra Smart Kids Savings Account. Banterra Bank. Banking with local style. Reads from under center. A little difficulty on the transition. Gardner picks it up about the 40. He'll be brought down to 41 for a loss of 4. It'll be 3rd and 11.
Very sloppy in a lot of ways here tonight. And unfortunately for the Rams, it's not helping them out at all.
3rd and long now for the Orange and Black. Not quite what they had envisioned on this drive, but seems to be the way this night is going. 10:30 to play. Fourth quarter action here for J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium on WMIX and online at mywithersradio.com. As we were hoping the Rams might make things interesting in the comeback after the half, but both teams have been somewhat stagnant. Still effective at moving the chains, though, have been the Mascoutah Indians. Now they're trying to keep the Rams from doing that very thing with Reeves under center. Double wing set man in motion. It is a handoff to Dominique Gardner. Looking to go off tackle up the near side. Gets past 45, but we brought it down inbound at about the 47. Gain of 6 brings up 4th and 5.
Yeah, you got to go for it.
Oh, yeah.
Waiting around.
No other option at this point. Well, you do. You don't.
You really don't.
Interesting. Now 19-0. 9:35 to go in the fourth. See if the Rams can make something happen this time as they go for it here on 4th down. Double wing set for left Bradford on the right now. Badger, Leonte Badger. Lydell, the only familiar face in the backfield that started out tonight. Lydell was in motion. He stops that, and we'll have a timeout for the Rams. Rams burn another timeout presented by Ford Square of Mount Vernon. Fuel economy redefined. The all-new 2011 Ford Fiesta is up to 40 miles per gallon highway. It's a pretty big deal at Ford Square, where the best never rest. And Danny, you know there's some kids fatigue. The backfield's changed almost entirely. Blake Strickland looks like he's out. Nico Melendez looks like he's out. So in turn, you go with Dominique Gardner. You stick with Jaron Lydell, who looks to be good for the moment. You bring in also Jacob Williamson. So you have a new look backfield out there, and we'll see what happens.
Got to go. I mean, it's one of those deals where nobody's going to feel sorry for you in a white jersey tonight. They're going to try to beat you, and you can't feel sorry for yourself. You got to pick it up and go. And Mount Vernon right now not doing that and finding time tough, as they say. You know what they say. 4th and a nickel here for the Rams. Ball on their own 47. Down 19-0 to the Mascoutah Indians. Split left and right to the Rams. One in the slot on the left side. And the slot is Derek Hunter. Otherwise, personnel remains the same. They're going fade route near side. Will be overthrown for Badger. It is. And that'll be a turnover on downs. We mark that another turnover for the Rams. 6 from Mount Vernon.
That's 7. 2 turnovers on downs, 2 fumbles, and the rest of the 3 interceptions. Maybe. I could be wrong. There remains that possibility. 9:10 to go here in the fourth on the COD. 19-0 your score, and I think we're going to see a mass exodus.
Yeah, dinner reservations are up.
Not quite what the Rams had in mind, especially Coach Sainer. Kind of looking forward, yet not looking forward to talking to him in the morning on Saturday Sports Show. But maybe the Rams have 20 points left in them and a few defensive stands to make things go their way late in the game. Banterra's online banking is convenient, efficient, and best of all, safe. Our security is your best defense. Banterra Bank, banking with local style. Member FDIC. Lindsay, your quarterback, will go back to under center. Michael Beekert will come on at the tight end. It'll be a quick pitch to the right to Williams. Badger nearly brings it down. Flag in the backfield as Williams gets about to the line of scrimmage here for a no gain. So it'll be 2nd and 10 depending upon the flag. And it'll go against the Indians holding. And you can kind of see that because Badger was right at making the tackle for a loss. And you could just see his body get pulled right back as he went for Williams, the runner. And lo and behold, it'll be 1st and 15 unless the Rams punt. Go for the loss down. 2nd and 11. Probably a wise move there. He still tackled for a loss, but now he tossed it down. 19-0 to score on 2nd and 11. Ball on the 48 Ram territory. Indians looking to march. 9 to play here on the game clock. We're going to see some clock management here from Mascoutah. Danny, ladies and gentlemen, I think is getting some more score updates. See what you're working on. Hand off up the gut. Looks like a gain of about 2 to bring up 3rd and 9. I can give the spot I'd have given. It's going to be 3rd and 10. Gain of 1. Sorry about that. Community First Bank of the Heartland Player of the Game coming your way in the Beat Insurance Postgame Show. For your Mount Vernon Rams, will Rams debit card from Community First Bank. Community First Bank is the only bank with debit cards tied to the Rams, a portion of the revenue going back to Mount Vernon High School this December 101. It'll be a way to do the hold up this year. The play clock will go down all the way. They're not even up to the line of scrimmage. We'll take the timeout. Let it go down to the 7:57 mark, and that's a smart move there. We're still having that much time on the clock. This timeout also is brought to you by Ford Square of Mount Vernon. With the best ever rest, the 2012 Fusion Hybrid is up to 41 miles per gallon highway. Talk about value. Ford Square speaks that you can count on us. Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski alongside. We'll just pass the top of the hour. We'll pause for station identification. This is Rams Radio.
Mount Vernon Rams football on your radio at AM 940 WMIX Mount Vernon and worldwide with audio and video at mywithersradio.com. Free services from Withers Broadcasting.
19-0 to score here. This is just past the 9 o'clock hour at J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium in the Central Time Zone. 7:57 to go in the fourth. 19-0 Mascoutah on top. It's 3rd and 10 for the Indians from the 47-yard line. Good evening once again. Chris Hugo, Danny Czerwinski. And Danny, we can just keep reiterating what's gone wrong and what's not gone right for the Rams. There's got to be something to take away.
The thing to take away from this is to learn from your mistakes. I think number one is going to be coming out of the gate, out of the locker room, mentally prepared and ready for the ball game. That's number one. Then your mistakes can be corrected. Your physical ones can be corrected. Your mental ones also as well. But Mount Vernon's got some things to work on, but we'll see if something can be out of here that's positive for the rest of the game. Out of the shotgun, Lindsey. Play action, looking for the deep bomb, and it's going to be overthrown. It'll be 4th and 10. I appreciate you, Mascoutah, up by 19 and throwing the football. Nice of you. At this case, you got less than 8 minutes to go in the game. You're up by 3 touchdowns. So what if you don't get a first down? Run the ball, let the clock run down, and then keep it going. I don't understand that play call whatsoever.
Not a lot of people are going to with that 19-point margin. 4th and 10 now from the Ram 47 for the Indians. On the punt is the quarterback, Lindsey, with a flag on the play. I wondered.
Movement on Mascoutah.
Quite a bit of it.
False start. Scores from around the area we go. Heron leads Carbondale in the 4:35-7. Into 3, Centralia leads Pasalto 38-22. Marion in the 3rd leads Highland 34-21. Half, Carmine leads Johnson City 14-0. More after this play.
We'll see how the punt shakes out here for the Rams. Back to receive, Slidell and Badger. It's going to be a deep, spiraling punt at about the 10. Badger lets it bounce, let it go at this point. It's into the end zone. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Rams from their own 20.
Third quarter, Chester leads Sessions-Blair Waltonville Woodlawn 14-8. El Dorado leads CZRT the 3:35-7. Fairfield leads Alvarado Tricles 46-6. Benton leads Spartacine to 3:56-0. Harrisburg leads DuQuoin at the half 13-7. AJ leads Murphy in the third 21-0. Pinckneyville leads West Frankfort in the third, 14-0 in Nashville, and Mater Dei was still tied at 7 at the half at last.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Scoreboard update brought to you by Tony Wills, State Farm Agent here in Mount Vernon. He is on the corner of 42nd Street and South Water Tower Place, so you can visit them online at TonyWills.com. Walk in, call in, or click in like it's your neighbor. State Farm is there. And by the way, see that red Jeep out there in the parking lot? You can't miss it. If you stop to see it out there, stop in. Tony Wills would love to meet you. First and 10 for the Rams. 7:44 to go here. The clock is ticking in the fourth. Down 19. Reeves rolls to his right now, the double wing set. Might as well keep it at this point. Breaks away at the 30. Gets to the near hash to the 40. Tries to get away from a man. Still at the 42. Rolls back to the 40. Or 35 rather. Now gets back to the 40 out of bounds, far sideline.
Talk about bobbing and weaving. Got out of bounds. 20-yard run. First down. Mount Vernon gets out of bounds. Clock stops. One final. El Dorado beats CZR 41-17 at scoreboard update. There you go. Yeah. Scores rolling in just about everywhere. Brought to you by Tony Will. A little different setup here. I'm doing a lot of things right now. Tweeting, putting on Facebook, keeping scores, keeping stats. I'm talking.
We're working for the long term.
Long-term talker, too, I guess, now. Job description's changed.
Nice. 19
talking about everything. What do you want to talk about?
19 nothing to score. Good on top Ram football. First and 10 for the 41. And it is, could be a broken play to Dominic Gardner. Gets some nice blocks there in the backfield. A few flags at the 40. For all that running, just to be brought back to the original line of scrimmage.
It's going to be all those nice blocks. One of them was in the back. So I'll go back 10 from the spot of the foul.
And there you have it. Shoving back. So all of that hard work negated now, and it's going to be a little bit further to go here for the Rams. That might be euphemistic. Oh, heaven. Yeah, follow us on Twitter at 94 Sports for all of our scoreboard updates. Danny's been working hard, and we're doing a lot of things for the long term here, especially with this Twitter.
The Facebook is up and running as well. I'm hitting that as much as possible.
Doing our best. I know. Are we getting some help from out there in DK land?
We're getting DK help. He is another one I like to use.
Deuce of Abuse helping us out tonight.
Yes. We are mutually racing scores down.
Rams football is presented by Banterra Bank. They are the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams. Don't bank on the away team. Bank for the locals. Banterra, locally owned and operated. Banterra Bank. Thank you. With local style. 7:16 to go in the fourth. Rams down 19-10. It is first and forever. First and 24 from their own 27 after the penalty. Back to pass is Reeves. A little lob play there. Looks like it might have been picked off if he was able to hang on to it. It's intended for number 10, Derek Hunter. But a couple of members of the secondary, former Mascoutah, smelled blood, went out for it. One of them was Taylor Blair.
Threw that up in traffic again, and simply the defensive back did not bring that one in.
It'll be second and 24 now from the 27. So, for a first down, the Rams are going to have to get to the 49-yard line in the Mascoutah territory. 7:02 to play here in the fourth, down 19 Love. Double wing set, split left and right. Same personnel, Bradford left, Badger right. Just assume they're going to pass again. Rolling right side, it's a quick strike to Badger, looking to roll away from his man. Looks like there's a hand in the face mask from Michael Beekert. Brought down at the 35 will be Mr. Badger. An 8-yard gain on the reception. Third and 16. 6:42 to go now as the clock continues to roll. It's third and nearly forever. Not quite forever this time. Third and 16. Still third and long, either way you look at it. 6.5 minute mark here of the fourth quarter. Down 19. Need some scores. Need them early, need them often, need them late, need them now. Doubling set with a man in motion. And it's a handoff to Jaron Lydell looking to make something happen. He's at the 50, at the 40, still on his feet. Near hash, finally trips up at about the 25. So that'll be a huge gain in the 40-yard variety for Jaron Lydell. First thing that he had left to beat was himself. He trips over his own feet at about the 25-yard line. They're going to go ahead and get even further. Say his knees touched about the 23. So a 42-yard gain for Jaron Lydell.
That's just what the Rams need, even though the clock continues to move.
Right, and then again, you got to score quickly, and if you do score a touchdown, you go for two, and then go from there. You got to get an onside kick back, and then do it again.
Well, we certainly know they may or may not have been practicing those yesterday. Reeves under center, split left and right, double wing set here for the Rams. First and 10 from the Mascoutah 23. Looking to make something happen. See if they can sneak one past the secondary. Fade route towards the end zone. Badger all alone. Big stick around, touchdown. 19-6. No flags in the backfield. No flags in the defensive backfield, and the Rams are on the board late.
On the board late, but on the board. Now it's time to get a couple extra points here and go. Badger has 2 catches on this drive as Mount Vernon gets back into this one.
Well, they went flag fade on that one, Danny, and it was able to work. Therefore, the catch, of course, was last week's player of the game, brought to you by Community First Bank. Leonte Badger. Community First Bank of the Heartland, where great traditions aren't given, they're earned through hard work and commitment. That's just what they believe in. Community First Bank. Welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. South Coast is chiming in.
Yeah, a slight failure at Carmi means that game is in a delay.
Oh, my.
Yes.
We might be able to put that one on the way home on the Tri-State Boomer, our sister station.
Yeah, that's going to get on the tweet deck.
You know, I say that. We're at home. So not much of a long drive on that one. And the Rams are going for 2 up the middle. Lydell, does he get in? He does get in, so the Rams go for 2 there, down 11, 19-8.
Well, that works. Still down 2 scores. And you only have, as we check, only 1 timeout left, so this has to be an onside kick.
Well, here's the thing, Danny. Not that you don't already know. You're a lot more well-versed than I am. But if you get the touchdown here off of an onside kick, get the 2, you're only down a field goal, and that's a lot easier side release to take there. Pressure release for that.
Yep.
So 19-8 to score, 5:50 to play. You'd have to assume the Rams are going to go for an onside kick here.
South Coast helped me out there. Give me that deal. We'll be able to listen to that one on the way in. That may be what Johnson City needed to get that slowed down, trailing 14-0 at the half. Maybe something to kind of change the tide a little bit.
Of course, one of our dozens upon almost millions of sister stations on that game.
Yeah. And
with Roger Haas will have the call, the Tri-State Boomer. Boy, start my White County Bulldogs.
And again, in that situation, when power failures happen, sometimes it takes a long time to get back on. So, hey, that may be a continuation tomorrow night.
We are very familiar with flight issues.
Yes.
Here,
I know you are, yes.
Here comes the onside kick. Doesn't go far enough before touching the Rams, one could argue.
That did.
It ended up touching an opposing player.
Yes, it did.
After, I thought it touched the Rams initially, though.
I think the Scooters got it.
The Rams walking away. That one.
Still piling, and Mascoutah has it.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the Mascoutah 49 for the Indians. Up 19-8, 5:45 mark here in the fourth quarter. All for naught on the onside kick. Sometimes they shake out for you, sometimes they don't.
And now, with 1 timeout and 5:45 to go, it's a matter of stripping the football and getting it back. You don't have time to mess around.
The Rams went onside coming towards the near side. It looked like it might have touched one of their own at about the 43. Somehow it did not. Then it touched somebody from Mascoutah at about the 48 in Mascoutah territory, and they were able to get it back. So it'll be first, something happened there. 1st and 10 for the 44. And a handoff up the middle for Williams. There to stop the Rams wall of linemen. And that's going to be a loss of about 2 for Williams. So it'll be 2nd and 12.
That helps. And Mount Vernon calls a timeout. That's their last one. Wow.
You got the latest Australia update?
I'm sure it's going to trickle in shortly.
Number 3, 46-22 Centralia.
What is it?
46.
Yeah, I had 338 last time I knew.
That's after 3.
Yeah. And that's an offense we'll get to see in week 8.
I think you and I are going to get to see it a little bit sooner.
Yeah. We'll be taking a road trip somewhere for that. A new stadium to go check out. I have been to the gym there for a game. I have not been to a football game there. That will change here.
That one's at Belleville West?
That one's at the west side.
Yeah, we got to go to East.
We go to East
the week before.
Yep.
5:36 to go here in the fourth quarter, 2nd and 11. We're J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium, home of the Mount Vernon Rams, who have to be down 11 to Mascoutah. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski on WMIX and online at mywithersradio.com. At this point, I think if you're a Ram fan with what just transpired on the onside kick, you can't force a turnover here. Just rather it be over.
Yeah.
If you're a Ram fan.
Right.
2nd and 11 here out of the shotgun. Hand off to Williams, and he'll break a couple of tackles. Now try to hurdle his way, but he's brought down. And that was a big tackle.
And Mr. Williams is on 27 carries in this game tonight.
That might have been Gibson on the tackles. I think it a clean look. So 3rd and 9 here for the Indians. 5:09 mark in the fourth quarter. That's the school bus getting all turned around to load up that team. And that's the cheerleader bus over here, right?
Maybe fan bus.
That could be it too.
They're going to let as much time run up the clock as possible, as you would expect.
If they get the 4 on the play clock, 4:50 on the game clock, it's going to be a handoff in the backfield. Coming near side, Williams stripped up and then finally brought down on a tackle from behind. At about the 43-yard line by Caleb Jones.
And the problem with the tackles, Chris, is every time Team Mount Vernon makes a tackle, they're pushing the runner forward for yards. But Mascoutah now 4th and 4. You know, at this point, I think if you're Mascoutah, I would have to punt the football and pin Mount Vernon back deep in their own territory and make them go 70, 80 yards on this. If you're kicking in the end zone, so what? It's 80 yards.
Under center now will be Zach Lindsey. 3 in the backfield. Now Lindsey looks towards the sideline. There, a tight end on the right.
Mascoutah's going to blow a timeout. Everybody's out of timeouts now. That timeout in the second half.
Seems like there were 12 throughout the game.
There are.
They all have been blown tonight. Timeout presented by Ford Square and King City Chrysler, Mount Vernon. You can count on us. King City Chrysler Center has the new Dodge Durango with best in its class power, towing, and driving range. 4-minute mark. We're about 2/3 of the way through this fourth quarter. 19-8 your score with Mascoutah on top. Still with the football on 4 and 4. 4-by-4. 4 down, 4 left to go. A lot of that. Oh. Gate Insurance post-game show and Heartland Accounting staff will be coming your way at the end of this one. We await the Indians. Play clock to strike 0.
We're ready to go. They reset the play clock.
That's one of those going on.
Yeah, the clock won't move now at this timeout.
Yeah. The things that
play clock will move.
Yeah, we get easily distracted.
Lots of things distract us here.
I saw the police car going by, and I remember the one time that there was a police chase. And here comes the Mascoutah shotgun, dialing his own number in.
And that'll do it.
And that'll give them a fresh set of downs. Yep. But right up the near hash, which happened to be right down the pike, that'll be about 33-yard line, gain of 5 to bring up 1st and 10.
It says they can see me. Hello.
They'd have to be here in person.
Kind of like snipers.
Because we choose not to appear on our video stream at mywithersradio.com.
No,
I don't.
No, I'm not TV made.
We are not telegenic.
Mm-hmm.
At least I'm not. I won't speak for you. 1st and 10 from the Mount Vernon 33. It's fumbled on the snap. I see 2 Rams and 1 Indian on it.
And the ball, they're going to stop the clock. Let me find where the ball's at. Mount Vernon has it.
Wow, that is a huge turnover at the 24 mark.
That makes things a little more interesting. You're going to have to go down and score quickly.
So the Benton Rangers start 2-0 for the first time since 2001.
Yep.
Mount Vernon Rams and the Mascoutah Indians playing for the first time since 2001.
Big matchup next week in Benton, Bingleyville at Benton next Friday night.
Because you have to assume, based on the intelligence we have, that Bingleyville could be 2-0 by then.
Should be 2-0 by then. They're up 21-0 last report at West Frankfort.
Very interesting. The Rams have got another chance here, down 19-8, 3:24 to play in the fourth. First and 10 from their own 32. Reeves under center. Badger to the left, Badger to the right. Bradford to the left. A little bit of a reverse there, and it ends up in the hands of Jaron Lydell, brought down to 35 to swing near side. Gain of 3, brings second and 7.
So if you're wondering, I still have allegiances to many towns.
Tell you what, don't get sacked, Danny. Take control of your health care expenses. They tax Advanced Health Savings Account. Banter Bank. Banking with local sound. Member FDIC, of course, the official voice of the Mountain Rams here on WMIX. 2:57 to go as the clock rolls. No timeouts for either team. Under center is Reeves. Back to protection down there on the line, and Reeves will roll, looking for a fade route near side. It's to nobody. No! Number 10, Mr. has it on the near sideline, going for the touchdown. The 10-5 goal line touchdown. As I nearly forgot who Derek Hunter was at the moment. He gets he's go 65 yards for a TD.
Yeah. Well, she's not over till they sing it.
Wow. 19-14, no flags on the play, and forgive me, Derek Hunter, in a moment of shock. That one looks like it's going to be fade on the near side. The Badger that throws right down the middle, wide open Derek Hunter, got it at about the 45, and then took it the rest of the way himself. Well, it's a 5-point ball game. If they go for 2, it could be a field goal game.
Well, you have to go for 2 to get it to the field goal. We'll see what Mount Vernon does here. Can they get this 2-point conversion?
Jacob Williamson, one of the men in the backfield, along with Dominic Gardner. Jaron Lydell. It's going to go to Lydell. No. Reeves rolling to his right, looking for somebody in the end zone. Bradford with it. Pat Bradford reels it in the end zone near hash, rather. And that makes it 19-60. So go on side here. You still have 2:39 to go, though, with no timeouts. And this one just got interesting.
Yeah. Now you got to have an onside kick. And let's see what goes on now.
Holy cow.
What a turnaround here in the last 2 minutes.
No kidding.
Something quick and easy.
Here we are.
They got it.
We're all down and out Beverly Hills up here, and things are starting to progress down there on the field. 3-point game, a field goal differential here. 2:39 mark of the fourth quarter. The last overtime game the Rams were involved with, just to throw this out there, was week 1 of 2008. 7-6 loss to Belleville East. So now the Rams have to go for onside and hope it works out to their favor. My, oh my, what a game we have here for you on WMIX. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski. Well, we're pumped. Scott Gamber's pumped over there.
Win and we'll get the opportunity to place one nice and neatly here for an onside kick. Need to kick it at somebody that can't catch it and bounce it off of them.
One of his strengths. Here we go. And it takes a bounce, but on the near side, just passing that field is about the 47 of Mascoutah territory. They come up with it off of the hop.
That ball was perfectly hit, and on the second hit, ball bounced off the hard grass, bounced in the air. Had it not, Mount Vernon had people there ready to go, and unfortunately, Mascoutah has it now. With no timeouts, 2:38 to go. Mount Vernon, off the first 2 plays here, Mascoutah runs, will have to strip the football, or else it's going to be too little too late for the Rams.
2:38 to go. First and 10 for the Indians from their own 48-yard line. 19-16 the score. Rams down a field goal. You just think of what might have happened if they could have contained off of the turnovers, because what does Mascoutah have? Most Mascoutah touchdowns are off the turnover, aren't they? At some point, we'll find that out later. It's going to be a quick handoff to Williams, trying to get between the hash. Stops at about the 49 in Rams territory. Gain of 3 brings up second at 7. Oh no, this can't be good.
No, that's not good.
A 3-yard gain. Second at 7 is what we're looking at here. Wow, that is huge. Rung up for unsportsmanlike. That's going to take them back quite a ways.
That's big.
Now, here's the question. That's from the spot, isn't it?
Yep.
Takes you back 15?
Yep.
Wow, so it's going to be second and, wow, an emphatic long to Scott Gamble with the public address. So that's going to take it back all the way to the 36-yard line or thereabouts for Mascoutah. Second and 26 for the Indians. 2:27 to play.
And you can't, you get too conservative here. It's Mascoutah's hands. They can run 2 or 3 plays here and get out of this one. It's still first down. Mount Vernon still has to go for the strip and force a turnover or fumble, and here we go. The clock is running. Mascoutah will take 20 seconds here. They won't have to snap it until about the 2:05 mark here of the clock.
We're down to 10 on the play clock. As Denny said, about the 2:05 mark is when the snap is expected to come. Second and 26 from their own 36. Now the shotgun handoff to Williams. He is brought down the backfield by a trio of Rams, so that'll be another loss. So the field position gets better on third and about 30.
But Mascoutah won't have to snap this as the time ticks.
The ball has been
spotted. The clock should be going, and there it goes.
150.
So now they don't have to snap it until about 1:25. So Mascoutah's wasted as much time as possible, and Mount Vernon may run out of time.
He's right. Just like happened last.
Yeah.
And keep in mind that they're probably not going to throw being this close to the wire.
So they will not.
Third and 28. Rams fans on their feet, hoping there's enough time on the clock. 1:25. Here we go. It's going to be a quarterback keeper by Lindsay, rushing up the middle, pushed down at about the 45. And again, it's all about where the play clock will start.
Mascoutah's going to have to run at least one more on 4th down. If they get a first down, they can keep the ball. If they punt it, clock continues to run, and Mount Vernon would have to go the length of the field. Clock would run as the ball is in the air. There's your other issue. What will they do? Mascoutah's going to punt. They're going to let the clock run down here to about 48 seconds. If they get a penalty here,
we're looking at about 45.
Pooch kick. It's going to be a pooch kick maybe from Mascoutah.
4th and 15.
Yeah, you have to catch very deep. You have to call fair catch.
And it's going to bounce, and you do have to call fair catch. The time continues to roll. It bounces far hash at about the 15. And it'll be with 35.3 seconds to go.
And that's the case, Chris, where you don't have timeouts, or you can get something going. In that case, where that ball's up in the air like that to 35, you just lost 25 yards or 20 field position if you go up and catch the ball and signal for fair catch. Now Mount Vernon's got to go, 85 yards in 35
yards in 35 seconds.
Possibly hook and ladder.
We saw that happen here against Cahokia in 08.
Lights back on at Carmine.
19-16. Rams the football in 35 seconds to work with to go 85 yards. Ball be spotted far hash. You have to wonder how many are going to be left in the backfield. They're going to stick with the wing set here. Split left is Derek Hunter. Split right is Leonte Banton. Here comes the snap. They're looking left side. Fade route. Hunter is the man. And it's going to be tipped away at about midfield. In on the play was the secondary, and that was number 33, Stephen Sarche. And that's tipped away to bring up 2nd and 10. Right idea there. Go deep to the man who brought you in a 65-yard touchdown catch a moment ago. In the form of Derek Hunter, who's making a case for your comp first player of the game with the play earlier. 30.5 ticks to go on the clock here. 2nd and 10 from their own 15. Rams definitely trying to make something happen here from the double wing. Reeves under center. You know what they're going to do. They're going to look deep. This time it'll be way in the backfield. He's got to get towards out of bounds. As with it, Dominic Gardner. Gardner's fighting to get out of bounds, and he can't. They're stuffing him, and play will be blown dead at about the 30 near side.
Blown dead, but the clock won't blow dead.
No, there's a man down from the Mascoutah. And this is where time continues to go. 12 seconds. Now we're going to get 10. They may not get a playoff here. This will be 2nd and 10 from the 15. Officials got to get out of the way if they're going to do anything, and they're not ready. And we'll have a flag on the play. 1.7 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, down 3 flags. Let's see. They're going to clean this out. It's coming backwards, and it doesn't matter. Yeah, stop the ball because penalties against the offense. False start on that. Bad communication there.
One final play, hook and ladder, give and go. Strickland's on the sidelines. Melendez is on the sidelines. Mount Vernon's battled back. And the clock started, and Mount Vernon wasn't up to the line. It was to the line, so there will not be a play.
That's part of what happens when it's a penalty against the offense. So your final is Mascoutah 19, Mount Vernon 16. Thank you for tuning in on mywithersradio.com to the video stream. We also appreciate those of you tuned in online to the audio feed and those of you on the radio on AM 940. Bean Insurance Postgame Show coming up. The Mount Vernon Rams close, but no cigar. They fall 19-16. Back with the Bean Insurance Postgame Show. This is Rams football on WMIX.
What happens when you add a new voice and more coaches' interviews to the Saturday Sports Show? You get 2 hours of talk you can't afford to miss. If you really want to stay up to date, you'll reserve a preset for AM 940 this Saturday, immediately following the 8 o'clock news. Beware, other sports shows are just talk. The new Saturday Sports Show on WMIX and mywithersradio.com, presented by Crossroads Community Hospital. It's more than a hospital. It's what healthcare should be.
Hi, Roy Schmidt at Ford Square, Mount Vernon, and King City Chrysler. With a shortage of new cars and trucks, all the headlines in the automobile world have been saying good used cars and trucks are hard to find. Well, let me tell you that at Ford Square, Mount Vernon, and King City Chrysler, we currently have approximately 200 quality used vehicles ready for immediate delivery. We take real pride in having top-notch, clean, and ready-for-sale vehicles for you, our valued customer. We do a 30-point inspection on every vehicle we have and have always stayed with the policy that if there is a problem with a vehicle you purchase from Ford Square, King City, we will make it right. We have no shortages of quality cars and trucks at Ford Square, Mount Vernon, and King City Chrysler. Come visit us today and see for yourself at 1501 and 1603 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois.
You can count on us. Yes, you can.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit services. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
When it comes to bone and joint care, only one name should come to mind. The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Your fellowship-trained physician's first priority is specialized orthopedic care, ranging from total joint replacement and spine surgery to shoulder surgery and sports medicine. Our surgeons provide a wide range of specialized treatments that are unparalleled anywhere in Southern Illinois. Located on Veterans Memorial Drive in Mount Vernon and St. Mary's Good Samaritans in campus. The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Discover the difference.
If I could change anything, you know what I'd change? I'd make it a law that if you tell someone to have a nice day, you really have to mean it 100%.
Making your day better than it started out is what makes Erie Insurance above all in service. Auto, home, business, and life. Your Erie agent is waiting for you. And have a nice day.
Your Erie agent in Mount Vernon is the Bean Insurance Agency. Get a quote at beaninsurance.net.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football on WMIX. The Bean Insurance Postgame Show starts now.
And welcome back to J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium, 1916, your final. The Rams tried to make a comeback out of it. Danny Czerwinski joins me alongside. But all in all, it just wasn't meant to be here tonight as the Rams lose from the Mascoutah Indians. Bean Insurance Postgame Show. Brought to you obviously by the fine folks at Bean Insurance. Bean Insurance is an independent agency that can do the insurance shopping for you. Bean Insurance has multiple top insurance companies for which to choose for great rates for your family. Call Bean Insurance at 242-6017. That's 242-6017. 1916, the final. The key to tonight was the fact that turnovers plagued both teams. With the scored off the turnovers, Rams weren't able to, and then had some trouble with clock management among the personnel at the end of the game. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have plenty more to talk about. Hopefully one last scoreboard update to wrap things up. We'll also have some Heartland County post the game stats later on here on the Bean Insurance Postgame Show. 1916 the final. Rams ball here tonight too. Let's do this Rams football on WMIX.
Hello, this is Hunt Bonin with People's National Bank. People's National Bank is proud to be a family-owned bank that has served Southern Illinois for over 100 years. We take pride in offering products that are customer convenient and friendly. With free checking, online banking, CD specials, mortgage products, and many other convenient banking services, we have everything to meet your banking needs. Stop by any People's National Bank and see what banking with a family-owned bank is all about. People's National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, are you thinking of starting your own business? Or maybe you already own your own business and have tax questions? Call Heartland Accounting today. At Heartland Accounting, we specialize in small business planning. Let us help you with your business bookkeeping, sales taxes, payroll taxes, or maybe just some solid business advice. Get started right and let us help you make your business a success. Call Heartland Accounting of Mount Vernon today at 244-7077 or stop by 3000 Broadway, Suite 2B.
Back to the 94 Sports Mobile Studios on WMIX.
And welcome back to the 94 Sports Mobile Studios, J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. Chris Hugo with Denny Czerwinski alongside. Bean Insurance. Chances are you're paying too much for auto insurance. Discount the way to Bean Insurance Agency. You won't know how much you can save until you give them a call. Bean Insurance, 242-6017. That's 242-6017. Danny Czerwinski alongside. I'm Chris Hugo. 1916 Mascoutah, your final. We have your Heartland Accounting.
Mount Vernon with 14 first downs to Mascoutah 13. Turnovers 11 in the ball game. Mount Vernon with 7. Mascoutah with 4 penalties. Mount Vernon was 5 for 42 yards. Mascoutah 2 with 25. The rushing was Mount Vernon 180 to 177. Passing Mount Vernon 130 to 90. So Mount Vernon goes to 310 total yards, 267 for Mascoutah. Blake Strickland 14 carries, 73 yards. Trayvon Williams for Mascoutah 30 carries, 111 yards and a touchdown. Clayton Reeves 6 of 14, 3 interceptions, 2 touchdown passes for 130 yards. Zach Lindsey was 5 of 9 for 32 yards for Mascoutah. Derek Hunter had 1 catch for 65 yards and a touchdown for Mount Vernon. And Colin Rentz had the 1 catch for 55 yards and a touchdown for Mascoutah as the Indians win the day, or I should say tonight, 19-16. So that is your final. Plenty more coming up here on the Bean Insurance Post Game Show. Independent agencies keep the customer in mind. Bean Insurance has relationships with dozens of insurance companies, allowing you to get the right price with the right service, regardless of your personal history. Call Bean Insurance 242-6017. That's 242-6017. Do we have one last check of the score? Yep, I've got all kinds here. The final here, of course, Mascoutah 19, Mount Vernon 16. In the fourth quarter, late, Aaron leads Carbondale 35-20. Late fourth quarter, Centralia leads Bafalto 52-22. In the third, it was Marion leading Highland 54-21. In the third quarter, Johnson City was trailing Carmi 21-0. Chester leads Cesar-Valera Waltonville Woodlawn 14-8. That was in the third quarter. Also, El Dorado defeats CZR tonight by a final score of 41-7. El Dorado, I should say Fairfield, has defeated El Dorado Trico 46-6. And Chester now is going to end up beating Cesar-Valera 21-8. That's going to be a final. Benton beats Sparta tonight 56-6. Harrisburg, for the third year in a row, has beaten DuQuoin 19-14. AJ beat Murfreesboro 42-6. In the third, Pinckneyville leads West Frankfort 14-0. And Breeze Mater Dei has defeated Nashville tonight 32-7.
That was a scoreboard update brought to you by your local State Farm agent, Tony Wills. For all of your financial services, check out Tony Wills on 42nd Street and South Water Tower Place here in Mount Vernon. Or you can visit them online at TonyWills.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Plenty more coming up, including your Community First Bank of the Heartland Player of the Game. This is Rams Football on WMIX.
When you want the best, think the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. The Orthopedic Center has the unique distinction of being one of only 2 non-academic accredited orthopedic teaching and research facilities in the state of Illinois. Our goal in education is to inspire the next generation of orthopedic surgeons. Patient care, education, and research are our core strengths. Located on Veterans Memorial Drive, Mount Vernon, and St. Mary's Good Samaritans Centralia campus, the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Discover the difference.
Hi, this is Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Lately, we've been told that coming into Community First Bank is like stepping into a bank 20 years ago. Well, some of our larger competitors would probably be concerned. However, at Community First Bank, we are convinced that that may be the ultimate compliment. We believe service matters, and we all know service is delivered by people who care. Stop in and experience banking service like you remember. Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football on WMIX. Time now for the Community First Bank of the Heartland Player of the Game.
And welcome back to the Bean Insurance Post Game Show. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside.
side. Time now for that always tough decision of the Community First Bank of the Heartland player of the game, but I think it has to be Derek Hunter for his 65-yard touchdown reception to basically bring the Rams back with him.
Yep, came out of nowhere, basically. It passed down the sideline on fade, and he came across, made that catch, and turned the short gain in that touchdown to get the score to 19-16, and had Mount Vernon back in it. Mount Vernon simply ran out of time, ran out of play, and a little too late, you know, and it's a case of not being ready to go in the first 3 quarters of the game, trying to do a lot there at the end to try to get things done. It just came up a little short.
That it did. 19-16 the final. Mascoutah improves to 1-1 with the win here tonight on the Rams home turf. The Rams for a 7, 8, 9, 10 fifth straight season. Start 0-2. Will they make postseason in 2 of the 4 previous? For Danny Czerwinski, for everyone else, I remind you that Community First Bank of the Heartland player of the game is presented by Community First Bank. Great traditions aren't given, they're earned. Hard work and commitment, that's just what they believe in. Community First Bank of the Heartland. Proud sponsors of Mountain Rams. A great tradition. And now, this time, doing it the right way. For Danny Czerwinski, for Jeffrey Clark, and Reese Barnesville back to the studio. For Avery Barton and his camera work here tonight. I'm Chris Hugo, reminding you the final score. 19-16 Mascoutah over Mount Vernon. Here's J.D. Shields. Stadium. Saturday Sports Show tomorrow, coming at you 8:08 till 10 o'clock right here on AM 940 and online at highwaysradio.com. And then next Friday night, we're back here at 6:40 pregame with live video streaming right here from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium as the Rams look for their first win against the Triad tonight. That does it for us here from J.D. Shields Memorial Stadium. Good night. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you for listening to Mount Vernon Rams football on WMIX and watching World